Do you like? Because I remember like years ago when we were doing the pod, there was hopefully you don't feel bad about me sharing, but you had some frustration with like not being able to create these projects. Do you remember us having these conversations where you really wanted to make a TV show and didn't feel like those doors were open, and now you're making this movie, you're at the top of the world. It must feel pretty cool.
Well, I think we just did it ourselves. Nobody wanted to make it. We took it out. We took it to the streamers, and we.
Oh, you created your own movie?
Yeah.
You filmed it before even.
No.
We
pitched it first.
Okay.
Right. So we pitched it and nobody.
No way.
Oh, dude, we couldn't get, and it was Spade. I'm like,
even with you and Spade at this point in your career, there was still hesitation.
I just felt like it would have been nice to feel some support there, know? Like it just would have been like, hey, look, just even as a good faith thing, we'll do something.
Also, you probably got PTSD too from like years of wanting to do these things and not really feeling it.
That's true.
Then like now you're at this point where you're on top of the world. You're like, all right, now everybody's going to give me the opportunity. And then to still feel that, oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but then I realized it's just how it's just life. Yeah, I think I didn't feel like, I don't know if I felt on top. I felt like this was a brave thing we were trying to do.
Yeah.
It was a new thing I was learning. But I felt like with Spade, it kind of was going to be okay because
kind of no-brainer.
Right, he knows what he's doing.
That's the other thing, is like giving us money to make a movie, like we're kind of knuckleheads.
It's kind of a bad idea.
Yeah, it is. Like to us, it's a great idea. We're like, we'll figure it out. And they're like, have you done this before? And I'm like, nah, but it's a movie, right? It can't be that hard, right? But a guy like Spade, he's done it before.
Yeah, he'll fucking know. He'll have the camera in his trunk of his car. Everything will be fine.
Got it all figured out.
So
yeah, why do we have that attitude? Like we want to make a movie and it costs $30 million, and we're like, these fucking assholes. How dare they not give us $30 million even though we've proven we could do nothing? What is that about?
What's in our point.
That's kind of on us a little bit.
Oh, totally.
Is that narcissism? Is it ego?
Well, I think I would never think, give me dirt. I would like if they even try to do something like that, I'd be like, this is insane. But I think what I realized in it was I just want to do something if I can do it by myself, whether it's win or lose. It's like,
yes,
I'd rather make it something small and even if some like was like, hey, come do it with us or some studio. I don't want to do that. It's like, I just want to do something that it's like, okay, will people like this?
Yeah.
Will they believe that I tried my best? Like, even if it's not that good, it's like, that's okay. I can just tell people that go to see it in advance, hey, I'm not going to be that great in it, but it'll be a cool movie. Like I just don't want to lie to it. It's just like, as long as there's this transparency, then I think it's fine.
I think people admire those that take risks. I think that's almost like an American thing in general. We like risk takers. We like people who are brave. And I wonder if it's baked in our DNA a little bit, like our family members that left their families around the world to never see them again for like maybe an opportunity here.
Right.
Like I think that we have like the DNA of the biggest risk takers on the planet.
Yeah, like Christopher Columbus, dude. Like what about his sister or whatever? Like,
yeah, boring bitch.
Yeah, she just got left in fucking wherever.
And probably lived a way better life. She's not learning Native American. She's just chilling.
She's out over here lying to Indians for lunch.
Just shows up. What do you mean there's no gold? Yeah.
But dude, imagine taking off in a boat. People are like, where are you headed? You're like, I don't fucking know. You're trying to be cool, right? Because it's like your last day on the docks or whatever. You're like, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get out there. You're like, when we get out there.
You got to be selling the dream, though. You're like, no, trust me.
That's true.
Trust me. It's crazy over there. Yeah, they got everything.
Women that you get out there. I heard that you get a couple miles out there, there's just a lot of women out there.
They got them on the way. Yeah, you don't even have to make it the whole way. They got stops. Yeah, it is. So anyway, I think like naturally, you get a lot of success. There are going to be people that enjoy seeing you fail or whatever it is. But unfortunately, I guess human beings, we got that in us a little bit. But I do also feel like the people that ride for you appreciate the risk that you'd be taking.
Yeah.
I think
all of us as comedians, I think they do. I think that's one of the reasons why comedians and podcasting maybe does well is because, well, for one, I think we try to. I don't know. This sounds fucking egomaniacal. I have no idea.
Well, say it.
But no, I heard somebody say that, like a lot of podcasters, they're just trying to figure out the truth. They're not like, we don't work for anybody. So it's like. If you ask somebody a question, it's just because you want to know. Usually, it's not because like there's a producer saying, "Let's get this answer."
Yeah. Curiosity is kind of punished in a way, but maybe it's because they'll put us on such a pedestal. They're like, "You should know the answer to these things." It's like, well, I don't, and that's why this guy's here because I'm trying to figure out the answer to it, and I just want to know their take. Like,
right. I might not even be able to communicate that well or rebuttal or grill them that well, but I just want to
I want to grill them.
Right.
I want to know what they think. And then I'll bring somebody else who thinks something different and I'll ask them that. But yeah, that is, I guess, maybe some criticism is like, well, why didn't you ask this question? Or why didn't you rebuke that? And it's like, bro, I don't know. I don't know anything just yet.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a politician. Like, I got in this own trap of just because of last year we got to have some political people on the podcast. And I was like, then, dude, there was like a month ago, I started thinking like, oh, I'm a political guy, right? For like,
Did you feel like you had to be informed? Were you like reading Wall Street Journal and shit?
I just like, I thought like, because here was the crazy thing. People started coming up to me.
Political guy.
Yeah, dude. Well, people would come up to me and ask me about political shit. I was like.
Like asking your take?
Yeah, dude. I was like, I don't fucking know. I don't know, dude. Like, or like, so, but then I started to realize, wow, people's perceptions are affected, like how they see people, where they see them at and stuff. And then I was like, well, I do have some political thoughts. Like most of them are just kind of regular people's kind of thoughts and ideas. Yeah. Like they're not super in depth. But yeah, I think for like a week I started smoking my own nuts and thinking I was like fucking J. Edgar Hoover or somebody,
but, I actually think that like whatever your perception or your feelings are about something, that's actually more valuable than what the like factual truth is.
Oh yeah.
Because most people aren't reading up on the factual truth.
Right.
Like you got to meet people where they are emotionally.
That's a good point. And the people are trusting their gut. So I think, yeah, when you do just talk to somebody and you don't let people decide, well, do I think like I believe that guy? Do I, and then they get to decide.
And you might hate what that person says, but don't dismiss him because there might be a lot of people that feel that same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of people, like I've heard people say this a lot. They go, the economy actually wasn't that bad, under Biden or whatever it is. The economy, and it's like, bro. You can't tell somebody who feels the economy is bad that it's not bad.
That's a good point.
Right? Like if they feel like the eggs are expensive, that's what they feel. It's like, I always say this, like if I get into an argument with my wife, like I do something to piss her off, and like she doesn't want me to explain to her why she shouldn't be upset. Right? Like that never works. Right? Like I know you're upset, but you shouldn't be because of these reasons. Yeah. She's like, fuck you. Yeah. She just wants me to be like, hey, my bad. I'm sorry I made you feel that way. And I feel like our whole political discourse, and I don't know anything about politics, but I feel like the whole political discourse is just like, you're wrong because. And then the other side going, you're wrong because. And then it's just shows set up to dunk on one another. Like there's no good faith conversation. And the second we're out here having like a good faith conversation, like we bring somebody on and we're just like, all right, so what do you feel about the world? People go to us like, you fucking asshole. How dare you not dunk on that guy? Like, how dare you not humiliate him on your podcast so I can feel good at home? It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And you can't win. Like we had like Candace Owens and Hassan Piker. They're like different sides of the aisle last week, right?
You like Rogan had Ian Carroll, and you had Candace on like I think the same day.
It was a tough week for Israel.
Jews stayed inside. Jews went to the tunnels. They're like we everybody into the tunnels.
Put the mattresses back in, son. We gotta regroup. But dude, I thought we'll have somebody from the left and somebody from the right?
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Oh, bro. Sorry to go.
Yeah, I had I was just like, okay, let's hear some different thoughts and different opinions or whatever.
That's the other thing I realized, like, I think it was after the last special, right? I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to kind of chill. Like, I want to spend time with my family, my friends. Like, I'm not going to go out and do as many like pods and stuff like that. I got a lot of work that I'm doing at home. And I don't know what like I'm not saying I'm famous, but I don't know what the fuck like it is to be famous. Like I never wanted to be famous. Like I knew that might have been like a byproduct of having success in comedy, but it wasn't like I never like studied being famous. Like I didn't give a fuck about like how to be a famous person. Does that make sense? Like,
who knew that podcasts would be and clips of podcasts would get out so much?
Would be huge, right?
Yeah.
So like I remember I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. I'm not gonna be doing as many pods, etc. And that's the thing that I realized, like. Having different voices on your pod doesn't really do anything for the people's perception of you that aren't your fans.
Wait, say it one more time so I hear it.
So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but like we probably think like I'm going to have different voices on my podcast. And like one, I'm curious and I want to know what they think. But two, I want to also like let the people out there in the world know like I care about hearing from different people.
Yeah.
And I care about having diversity of thought on my podcast, right? The people that don't know you, the casuals, are just judging you by the worst thing you've ever had on your podcast.
Right.
And the worst thing you've ever said.
Yeah.
Right? I didn't realize this until recently. The best way to like thwart those perceptions of you is not by having people on your show, because the casuals don't watch your show. It's by going to your biggest critic's show and sitting down with them. Or not even your biggest critic, but like going to somebody who like might have a very different like worldview than you, and then you guys sit down and realize, oh shit, we actually don't have that different a worldview.
Yeah.
That was all a perception. Anyway, I think a lot of times we go, okay, we're really busy. It's like hard for us to go around and do different shows and that kind of stuff. Because I think our perception is not going like, how can I be the most famous person? Like, I don't give a fuck. I want to make the coolest stand-up that I possibly can. I want to hang out with my friends and I want to talk some shit on a podcast. Like, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
But I've realized the importance now of going to other people's homes and having those conversations. You know, like we had Hassan on our pod. It probably would have been more beneficial for me to also go on his stream and talk to him and let him bring up shit that I said and like tell me, and have him tell me like why I'm missing this like nuanced point and be like, oh, that's interesting. Like that might actually be better for the people that barely understand me or don't even know me to have like a more holistic view of me and like understand who I am. As
right, to actually go into their world a little bit more.
Yeah, because then you find things about me that might not come up on the pod.
Yeah.
Like you start asking me things about like how I feel about, you know, I don't know, whatever it is. I don't know if it's fucking like Marxism or some shit like that. And I go, oh yeah, maybe that, actually that kind of sounds good on paper.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be nice if there was a little bit more equality for people and people who had nothing had the ability to come up. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, a little light Marxism, yeah.
Just light. Nah, you know what I mean? Hey, you got to cut it with something. You need majority capitalism. You know, it's like a cappuccino. You know what I mean? You can't have, we're not taking espresso shots of Marxism, you know what I mean? But it's just, we like capitalism at the end of the day.
Yeah, just a fucking latte. Just, half calf.
Exactly.
Yeah. Damn, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely been, mainstream media just got so like, I don't know. The whole thing has been bizarre, man. Being a part of podcasting, you know, all the strange little connections that are out there. I mean, like you were saying, Gavin Newsom just started a podcast where he's having people who kind of disagree with him when he had Charlie Kirk on.
I think it's a really smart thing.
Which was pretty wild, you know?
I think it's a really smart thing.
We're talking about that at the beginning, and Dove, your producer, said that, well, he felt like this was kind of Newsom's last hope, too. It's like, because he's probably on the way out, so unless he could do something to salvage that.
100%.
But having a podcast and just having people you don't agree with hang out with you for a while it's pretty brave.
It's also like, that's the exact word I was going to, it's like brave. You want
how they did that, but let's go, huh? Wow, yeah. It can't, it's not going to age well. It'll be fine. Candace, it's, we're joking.
It's all jokes.
But yeah, I mean, but the worst, if you see a Charleston White video before you go to sleep, if that's the last one you see.
Son, that's a wild dude, Charleston.
Have you had him on your show?
Nah, have you?
Uh-uh.
That's a wild dude, man. He is just so unpredictable. The next sentence he says is also one of these things where it's like, people who say wild shit can also be hilarious. Let's stop acting like both of those can't be true. You know what I mean? Like him, Dr. Umar. I love Dr. Umar. I've been trying to get Dr. Umar on my show forever.
Really? He
thinks
come on?
Well, he thinks I want to debate him.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't think he understands that, like, I'm just a fan. Like, I just think he's a hilarious communicator.
Does Black culture fuck with Dr. Umar or no?
As the spokesman for Black culture, I would say yes. Yeah, I would say yes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, because I know sometimes people are iffy on Charleston White in the Black culture, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like maybe it's like his position is more critical.
Right.
Whereas like maybe Dr. Umar also has the same critiques of certain things, but he is like, hey, we're Black first and we got to stay united. We got to lock this down. We got to do what's best for the community. Mm-hmm. But he is a like magnificently gifted speaker. Like he just talks in sound bites. He has this like pastoral repetition. Like remember like early Chris Rock, how he would like repeat the premise over and over again. And it kind of like just emblazoned into your head. But yeah, man. Have you ever talked to him?
Charleston White?
No, Dr. Umar. Yeah.
No,
You're familiar with him, right?
I just heard about him, no joking, 1 week ago.
No way.
Somebody mentioned, have you seen Dr. Umar? I think my buddy Zeta told me about him and showed me him.
Oh, dude,
I thought that was fucking Kendrick Perkins or whatever. I just saw this guy.
So you thought Dr. Umar was moonlighting on TNT?
And now everybody's just trusting.
Everything he says.
I was like, how did he fucking change?
You're like, why is Drewski going to him for dating advice? Like, why is Kendrick Perkins become so militant? Like,
that they came after Drewski.
Yeah, that bullshit ass claim, and against Odell too. That's the thing. And then like whatever girl did that shit, like we'll never hear from her again. So you can just say these stupid shit. It's just you should have to go to jail for that.
Yeah,
you should have to go to jail for that shit.
Yeah.
Because he has to go out and say, I didn't do it. Like, that's a crazy thing to have to say as a human. Jay-Z had to say that shit. And then they just dropped the lawsuit. Did you see that?
Against Jay-Z?
Yeah. And then, again, nobody even notices when the lawsuit gets dropped. It's like, you got to scream it from the rooftops or else nobody will pay attention. I know. And that goes to that, like, hater shit with the successful. It's like, that story was so popular because there was probably a lot of people that were like, man, fuck Jay-Z for having a perfect wife and an amazing family and a child and billions of dollars. Yeah, he probably did that shit.
Damn. And so then they're the ones tweeting it, sharing it, everything. Maybe. And there's bots now. I mean, it's definitely bizarre. You got to trust your own gut. But yeah, you could see an article, it's the last thing you saw. And then you're like, people are like, damn, wasn't that guy addicted to drugs? You're like, that guy is just won an Oscar. It's just like, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't tap into what's been going on, you know, It's all crazy, man. You'll see stories about yourself that are crazy. I saw a story that I was like a oligarchy's child or something from the third generation or something. And I was like a billionaire's stepchild or whatever. And I was like, what are you fucking I was like, if my dad, if we had any money, no one ever had it.
But yo, here's the thing with that story is like, that story is just to discredit you, right? Like if you come from crazy money, everybody gets to go, see, it's not real. And he actually didn't have to experience this kind of traumatic childhood. And like, this is all bullshit. It's like the story's specifically designed to cut your legs out from under you.
Yeah.
It's like, why do people want to do that? Why is that? And maybe it's in all human beings. Maybe it's just something that we have to grapple with. But I imagine like the more confident you are in yourself, the more happy you could be for people who get success.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I think realizing that, I think for a while you come from like a scarcity mentality, you know, where you're like, man, shit's not gonna, like, fuck, something bad's gonna, you know, this ain't gonna be okay.
This is gonna go away.
Right. This starts to change, or like the government's just gonna come and take everything from you.
You can't believe that it's happened after so many years of trying.
Yeah, and then also you don't know how to have like things, and so you're like, well. Dude, I remember being ashamed of myself when I didn't have anything and being ashamed of myself when I did have something. But it was really crazy. It was like I tried to hide, always mask my life because I didn't want people seeing that I didn't have anything or that I didn't feel like I was anything. And then even when I got a house in Nashville, it's a nice home. It's not like, you know, it's a nice home, but it's not like $1 billion home or anything. Yeah. But I didn't want to show people my live. I just didn't want them to see like, you know, I don't know. It's just fucking crazy. It was like, so in the end, there was some part of me that just didn't want to be, that either only cared about what you thought or just didn't want to be happy for myself no matter what.
And then you can never feel comfortable no matter where you are in this journey, man. And that's, I guess, what would they say? That comes down to like self-acceptance. It's like once you accept it, like you should be entitled to your success and you work hard for it, then you're not as dependent on like the validation of others.
I know.
But,
it's hard to get away from that. I don't know if it's hard. Some things like doing ayahuasca, that kind of stuff has helped a lot of that stuff go away though. Yeah. That kind of stuff's been a
You've done that a few times?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, dude.
Really?
Yeah, you do it enough times they give you this jacket. Oh yeah, definitely.
Some guy walks out of the jungle in Costa Rica. Chaqueta para ti. You get a punch card. Your fourth ayahuasca trip, you get an Eagles Letterman jacket.
That is so ridiculous, dude.
That is cool. You know who told me? Neil told me that.
Oh yeah, Neil Brennan became like this connector. Go on. But
no, I think that's kind of what it is. Like, you know, Neil is one of his superpowers is his cynicism. You know, like he's constantly consumed. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but he's constantly consumed of like what the worst case scenario of something would be, or what the worst person would think about the thing he's doing. And what's good about that is like when you're creating stuff, there's an advantage in that you're always thinking about what your biggest critic could say. So maybe you really try to sharpen every premise and sharpen every joke and make sure there's no fat and it's like infallible. And the negative aspect about that is that like if you're just creating for them, it's hard to create something authentically. And then he was like, listen, after I did that, like that voice started to dim a bit. And like I wasn't constantly consumed with the critic, and I was able to make, I think, my best shit. I think that's true. It's like, it's hard to create authentically when you're worried about what critics would say. Like, you're just making shit for them, you know? Like,
or for somebody, especially when your whole life you've gained a lot of your acceptance from other people.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's probably been a lot of my life, but I didn't even know who I was. There wasn't a me, so the only thing there was your reaction.
Yeah.
So I didn't fucking...
Do you think you found yourself?
I think it's gotten better as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
I think some of it is getting older. You just kind of like, I can't even fucking... Whoever you are, motherfucker, we gotta
come out.
Yeah.
We ain't got a lot of time left, bro.
Yeah,
You've been hiding for 40 years, my boy. Like, enjoy some of this shit. We got a new jacket.
Hey, bro. Hey man, come on out, man. We gotta figure this shit out, dog.
You just getting tired of it? That's funny.
That's great, dude. Yeah. So I don't know, but I think also you just get older and you're like, there's just whatever part of you that still cares about that shit starts to go away. I think it's just exhausted too.
Well, I think
chasing its tail, kind of.
Maybe that's the release for you with something like ayahuasca, where instead of like constantly searching for what it is and who you are, you do feel connected to whatever this greater existence is, and you just get to go, okay, I'm not going to fucking worry all day about what exactly I am and what I don't have, and just be this, bottomless pit that a lot of us in entertainment can be. Like, there is, and maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need that reminder.
Yeah.
Maybe you need that reminder you're part of something bigger.
Yeah, I think that that's a good point, because once you feel like you're part of something bigger, there's some connection, then you kind of don't just think about yourself. You're not as isolated.
Yeah, you're not. It's there's something liberating about knowing things are way bigger than you.
Yeah.
When it's not bigger than you, it's very easy to get caught in your own head. It's a lot of pressure, I imagine. If you're just thinking about you and like how you're being perceived, and if you're becoming the man you thought you would be, and if you feel comfortable with the success you've had, how other people will react to that success. Like,
yeah.
That's crippling.
That shit, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of like scary, I think, as you get older. I think, yeah, popularity is kind of scary. Watching your own ego and being conscious of like, what is your ego and what is just you trying to have some self-confidence in yourself, especially if some of those things are kind of like, if you're like kind of a late bloomer and some of that shit's happening, happens simultaneously. It's all, yeah.
What's an example of that?
I mean, even some of the, like, thinking about, I knew something about politics. It was like, just the fact that it took me a couple weeks to realize, dude, you don't know about fucking politics. Like, yeah, you got to talk to some political people, but how much do they really know? But it's like, that's a trap, right? What do you know about? You know about like being curious, you know about like wanting to talk to different people, you know about trying to be funny,
I think politics is always a reflection of culture. Like, politics is downstream from cultural needs and necessities. And I think that one of the things that's made you so successful is, I think you're deeply connected to culture. Like, you're aware of what people are feeling. You're aware of what they're frustrated by. And, regardless if there's like data analysis to back up every single one of those claims, like, to me, that doesn't mean anything. Like, you can list out all the facts you fucking want, but like, you're aware of people's frustrations. And, politicians have to react to that. So you don't need to know like what fucking senator is pushing what bill, because they're all reacting to the thing that you're more acutely aware of, probably than even them.
Yeah. I guess you
can't be a comedian or at least a high performing comedian if you're not in touch with like what people are feeling.
Yeah.
Like, at its core, I think that's really what makes somebody a good comic. It's like,
yeah, and how to stay stay connected to that type of thing. Yeah. I guess
and sometimes with success, it's harder to connect to it, and it's also harder for them to connect to you. That's probably why you want to hide the house in Nashville. You're like, fuck. Well, they feel like they can't relate to me because of this new life I live. That's something that like. So I grew up in New York City, right? And like
in the city, you grew up.
Yeah, I grew up in Manhattan, and one of the things about growing up in Manhattan, it's incredibly humbling. Like, you never feel.
You weren't in the Newsies. You weren't in the Newsies.
I was in Newsies.
Were you really?
No, I was in Newsies.
Have people asked you that before?
No. You're the
I'm
first
sorry,
person.
Dude. I can't remember when that was, but I love that movie.
Good little movie. I think Christian Bale was in that shit.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
Crutchy, that little guy, like, give me the papes. Fucking.
That was my childhood.
But I'm just saying, fucking. Bullshit, you got a fucking kid on one crutch hiking through fucking
sell the newspapers.
Hiking up the LIC with a fucking sack of newspapers, dude. LIE.
LIE.
The LIE with a sack of newspapers, man.
But anyway, like you just humble constantly. You never feel like you got money. There's always somebody way richer. There's always somebody with a way better job. There's always somebody with a better career. Like because you're in the city where the most successful of all the people have. So you never feel this concern that you were talking about, which is like, oh, if I show this nice thing I have, people will think that I consider myself better than them or something. If you grow up in New York, you never feel that way because there's always someone so much higher than you. You know what I mean? There's always so much more wealthy than you. So it's just this, there's like a hustle mentality, which is like, I'm going to work really fucking hard for as long as I possibly can. And I'm going to try to get some nice shit, but I'm going to earn it. I'm not going to just have it handed to me. I'm going to fucking bust my ass. But when I do get it, I don't feel guilty about it because it ain't even as close as nice as the guy who lives 3 blocks that way.
Yeah.
But I understand, like my mom's from Scotland, like fucking, comes from nothing. There's that sentiment of like you getting something nice, the community could feel like, oh, do you think you're better than us now because you got this fancy house?
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, like if somebody could read, people would call him a or whatever. You know? Like if somebody brought home a B on our bus, dude, you were just a fucking sick homosexual.
Yes,
you know?
One. Yeah.
You fucking they would beat you up. I mean, they would let people ride home on our bus with no shirts on, and I'm like, and I'd be like, well, why don't people have to have shirts on or whatever? But it was just like, I don't know. It's tough. You want to kind of stay like, I don't know, as your life changes and as you get older, things change, your life gets bigger, and you kind of sometimes want to just stay the same. Like, I think there's moments in my life that I really miss where I was real comfortable. And I think as your life changes sometimes, it probably is like a new space. What's it been like for you having a child, since I know a lot of your special was about it? Like,
the greatest.
Was that something that took away a lot of that just worrying about yourself type of thing? I mean, did it really, or is that something that people just say?
I'm glad that you asked that second question, but the weird thing about having a kid is it is literally every cliche that anybody has ever said.
Oh, that's a little Shiloh.
Dang, huh?
Little cutie.
Wow, at the beach, rich, huh?
What UFC fighter does she look like?
Oh, no, hold on.
Don't do it.
Huh?
Don't do it. I think we got to do it.
But for your wife, you have to say that. She, and this is, Nick, you know who it is. He's got a fight coming up.
Michael Chandler.
A little. But he's fighting Volkanovski.
Diego Lopez?
A little bit.
Oh, my God. He's a pretty motherfucker. I'll take that one. That's a compliment.
That was acceptable.
That's got to be a new segment
on
the Theo Bob podcast. Is what? Yo, he's good. He's good. Oh.
That's pretty cute.
Oh, little cute.
Now I still want him to hear me say that. But there's something very charming about him. She's a beautiful young lady.
Great, man. That's going to be a great fight. Shout out Volk too, man.
I think that is an exciting fight, huh?
Yeah.
Seeing Volkanovski sing the other night about that shit was
he's got a little
fun.
voice, bro.
I know.
He's got a good voice.
And it's just fun to see it's so great. I think if fighters are around long enough where you get to see their personalities,
of course.
You know? Like they used to only have to just be so tough, and now they can do that, but also like have a bit of showmanship. You know?
We want to connect to him.
Yeah.
But I will, back to the kid.
To the kid,
it's every cliche you've ever heard times 1,000. There's a reason why that it exists, I imagine. It's like we all should have this reaction towards children, right? Like their smile is the best smile. Their laugh is the best laugh. It's the most incredible experience you ever had in your life. And there's a little part of you as like a comedian that goes, I'm going to have these unique takes on being a father. And it is, your takes are so similar to every other person who's ever been a dad, which is now I see as a beautiful thing.
Right.
But your life gets really small. I can only speak for myself, but like I just don't care as much about other things. Like I want to spend time with her. I want to spend time with my wife. And as long as they're proud of me and happy with me, that's enough.
Right.
Anything else it's icing on the cake. It feels really good. Like the response to the special feels really good. It's like amazing. Like all these people who went through IVF and had a similar journey as us to like get pregnant, like they're talking about it, like feels really good.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing, as long as like my wife and baby are happy with me, like it is an amazing. I hope you experience it, man. If that's something that you'd like to experience, but it's transformative.
I would like to have that, man. It's cool to hear a parent say that too. You know, I think that like it's nice to hear a parent say those things about their family.
Bro, it's so cool, man. It is. Also, you'll watch it like. It's very, very rare in life you get to see somebody give 100%, like really 100%, and like when you watch them in labor, it's 100%.
Really?
It's just they're giving everything they possibly can give.
What happens if they just do 80% or whatever, 60% or?
That baby stays in there, bro. Oh. Like we had to do a C-section. My wife had to do a C-section. Obviously, it was like I didn't do anything. I just sat there like an asshole. And but it was, but yeah, it's just amazing what they're willing to do. Like my wife lost a lot of blood, and like
50 Cent almost.
Literally, it was yeah. Yeah, it's very similar actually to what 50 went through. Yeah. I got to talk to 50 about that. I was like, dude, you basically got a C-section out there in Jamaica, Queens, bro. We talk about that? Like,
yeah. 50C.
50C. He's good. He's fucking good. No, but bro, it was like she had no energy left. She had no blood in her system left. And they asked her, they're like, can you do a little breastfeeding for the baby? Because she needs to eat right now. And then they're like, if you don't have energy, that's fine. She breastfeeds the baby. The second the baby pulls off, this is like after, I don't know how long it is. She goes, my wife's like, is she good? And the doctor goes, yeah, she's good. And the second the doctor takes her off, she just closes her eyes and passes out. But it's there's this like primal urge to do anything for that. They'll do anything for that baby. And it is like, yeah, it's a beautiful human experience to watch somebody love something like otherworldly love. And, yeah, I think it's a really important part of if you're lucky enough to be able to do it. It's a really important part of like the life experience. It just makes everything small and worthwhile.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for sharing that, man.
Sure.
What's it like to see your parents interact with your child?
So my dad is dementia.
I know he's sick, right?
Yeah, he's had dementia for a while now, so it's hard for him.
He did the intro to your special.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool, dude.
Yeah.
I was wondering, was that tough for you guys to get him to pull it off, or it was okay?
You know, what's interesting is like we filmed that actually at the early part of the tour.
I loved how your special started off with the joke because it just like, oh, I'm already having a nice time.
Boom.
I thought it was a great choice. I thought it was one of the best. I thought it was one of the best I'd seen in a while.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it was cool to. Yeah, the first one we were thinking about, we're like, should we just start the joke? And then like. The first thing is, I think I go, you guys want to hear my favorite New York joke? And we could have just cut that line, but there was part of me that went like, if I'm just hanging out with friends and I go, yo, I got a good joke. You guys, my friends or anybody else in that group will go, yeah, I like hearing a good joke. Like, this is why I'm tuning into a special. Like, sometimes I feel like the first joke you tell on stage is the most inauthentic. Because it's like, hey, we're going to do this thing where I talk and you guys just listen. And once we get into it, it will all make sense. But the first 30 seconds or a minute of it is inauthentic in a way.
Yeah.
Unless I honestly tell you, hey, you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you a joke.
Yeah.
Does that make sense while I'm trying to communicate?
I've never thought about that before. Yeah, there's this kind of moment where everybody pretends like they don't know you're about to tell it. Like they kind of like there's this weird moment in the beginning.
We have to suspend disbelief or whatever it is.
Like, what's he gonna do?
We know what we're gonna do.
Juggle or remodel the building. Like fucking.
So I don't know. I was like, how do I just make it feel like authentic or natural or whatever? And but having my dad do it, the intro is just the coolest fucking thing. And
how many takes do you have to do with dementia? What is
so
that? Like?
That we did he was able to knock it out, but we tell him the line right before every single time.
Yeah.
You know, you just give it up for my son, Andrew Schultz. Like, and he goes and says it, and then you could really feel him. It was like really beautiful. I'll probably get emotional. But he was like, he really wanted to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And like, he's been a great father. So it's like, and he's like, try and remember it, you know? And like, yeah, it was just really, it was cool.
That's awesome, man. It makes me sad, kind of. Not sad, but it makes me.
No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's something that's real.
It's beautiful.
Give it up for my son.
Yes, you know what I mean?
Oh, like, dude, right when I saw that, because I remember seeing the video that you shared about him when you were going to play Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was like something that everybody could relate to. And yeah, when I saw that, it was like, because I don't know.
He was, and I keep saying was, which is fucked up, but like he had a really shitty dad. that like wasn't there for him at all. And he didn't have me until like late. But he never said this, but like he made a decision that he was not going to let that happen again. And he was just there for everything. Like I don't know what it's like to not have a dad there for everything, which is an amazing privilege. Don't get me wrong. But like, it was just so important to him to like, oh, let's go throw a base. Let's play some basketball. Like whatever you want. I need help with homework. Like whatever it is. And I, he has his dementia. I feel like every time I see him, I just like, I just hope he knows that he was incredible. And like that I'm nowhere close to where I am without that.
Right.
Like all my confidence comes from him.
Wow.
Like every bit of like self-belief, like anything is just, there's this guy who's believed in me.
Yeah, is there a part of you like, as dementia, I guess someone's like, so who someone is starts to kind of disappear a little bit? Yeah. Is that a fair way to say it or not?
I would say like your short-term memory goes away. So I guess memory's broken up into long-term memory and short-term. And for someone to get into long-term, it just needs to be repeated. So he has his long-term memory. He like knows the map of New York. He can like go around the city, but he might forget like what he's going to do.
Right.
But he knows how to get home.
Yeah.
But if we took him to Florida, he wouldn't really know how to get around.
Right.
And then short-term, it's like he doesn't really know, he'll have a conversation with you and then he'll kind of forget and he'll bring it back up. He has like a few things that he'll like talk about. But I will say that like, the concern is when this happens is that like something underneath is bitter and angry and like he just becomes this like resentful human being. But he's pure, man. Like he's just a pure, like loving, good soul. So he gets to find out every time I see him that he has a granddaughter. Yeah. And like that's pretty awesome. Like pretty cool. like so there is if there's a little positive perspective that all you can do is change perspective on shit. So like I can tell him every single time it's like, yeah, I got to. He's like, what? Oh my God, what's that like? And like, so that's cool to tell him. Yeah,
that's
cool.
Got to be super cool.
Yeah, it is.
Is there any fear that like as a part of him like that the part of him inside that will forget that you care about him? Is that like does it make any sense? Kind of.
The fear is that I haven't communicated to him
enough
how incredible a job he did, and I don't even know if that's important to him.
Right, because it's important for you to know it.
Yeah, like it's important to me that he knows. That he's the GOAT, and like he might not know that. Like and it's so interesting. Like, yeah, like it's yeah, it's just so interesting. Yeah, it's like you just want them to know.
Yeah.
But then I realized now after having a kid, like before I had a kid, I thought he was doing everything just for me. Like he was doing things that he might not actually want to do, but he's like, I'm going to be there for my kid. And now that I have a kid, you get so much joy.
Oh, you realize, he was...
Bro, it's this beautiful relationship where like you could selfishly be a good dad. Like taking my kid to the Museum of Natural History the other day was more fun for me than her.
Yeah.
Watching her look at a woolly mammoth, and just have her fucking mind blown, she's looking at this, she's looking back at me, she's like, what the fuck is this? Like, and it was just, and I'm like, we got to go to the museum every week. Like, whatever. There is this beautiful, where like your selfishness benefits your kid. If you have a healthy relationship. I know there's like unhealthy shit there too. But
I think I see what you're saying. So then it's like now it's like there's no way he couldn't ever know how much I care about him because it almost doesn't even matter because he cares about me so much. As a dad, you care about your kids so much that as long as they're okay, then everything else is it.
You would hope.
Like, is that kind of what you're saying a little bit?
Yeah, you would hope. I mean, again,
right. I know there's a lot of instances it's not the case.
Yeah, but I would just. Yeah, I would hope. I hope that's the case. Like he battled with depression a lot. Like my family's got a lot of mental illness in it, right?
Oh yeah.
So like, so he battled with depression a lot, and so it's just like you don't know what to do when you're a kid about that. Like I used to take him to the Comedy Cellar before I ever did comedy. I was like, I thought that like if you laugh, you're not depressed. Like that's how I thought it worked. So I'd take my depressed ass dad to the Comedy Cellar. Little did I know he's just listening to depressed comedians. He's probably getting more depressed. He's struggling with his life. He gotta listen to these sad ass comedians on stage talking about how shitty their lives are. He's like, this kid is gonna kill me.
But hey, if it makes his son happy, he's thinking.
He's doing it for me. He's doing it for me. Damn near almost killed himself. Half the comedians.
You're doing it for him, and he's doing it for you. That's fucking hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
He's like, God, he's fucking sitting there. He's fucking just rubbing over.
Just drinking a Poland Spring, just looking for the vein. So, but yeah, it's just,
dude, what
you don't
a
know.
Fascinating thing that he's doing it for that what a unique way to think of a crossroads of a father and son, that he's doing it for me and I'm doing it for him.
Yeah.
That's kind of fascinating.
You don't know, like, you just don't know how it works when you're younger. Like, you don't even know like the effects of depression or these types of things. You know?
Especially in his era, like 20 years ago, you had no idea. Even 30 years ago, you had no idea. You're just like, oh, Rodney likes to fucking sit in the car by himself. My dad would go sit in the car by himself for a couple hours.
I love it. I love it.
And my mom would go, well, if you get out of your fucking car, like he wants to be out there, sitting out there by himself. The men in our town used to park their trucks behind the Winn-Dixie and cry back there sometimes.
Yeah.
And you'd see him just fucking, you'd see a guy open his car doors to let a bunch of tears fall out and then close it back. Like, it was fucking.
There is bravery to that, though. That's the thing that, like, I think we look back at that generation who was really trying to figure out how to deal with their mental health, and they stiff upper lipped it. And I think a lot of times we go, oh, they just ignored the problems. It's like, no, you can't ignore depression. It's not something you could ignore. You know what I mean? It's there. And what they did is they said, you know what? I'm going to go to my fucking car and I'm going to cry. And I'm going to get back and I'm going to be a dad and I'm going to be a husband and I'm going to take care of his family. And it's like...
And I'm going to get my fucking son a Pistons jersey.
Exactly. And you're not even a Pistons fan. Like, that's depressing too. You wanted so badly for this kid to be a Knicks fan. This motherfucker likes the team in Detroit.
In a lame beer jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's...
I'm glad you're getting to have all that, dude. That's super cool.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool, man. It is really cool.
We read for different financial advertisements on this podcast, and I want to iterate one that I think has become my favorite. It's called Acorns. I love it. It's just a simple tool for helping you learn to save, and it starts to give you different ways to look at money and feel about money. Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns. Acorns is a financial wellness app that helps you take control of your money with simple tools that make it easy to start saving and investing for your future. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now, even if all you've got is spare change. I have Acorns set up for my niece and nephews, and I find it charming and engaging the way that they're able to start to see how savings works. If you're ready to take control of your money, sign up now and join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $25 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/Theo. THEO, or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provided. Incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. You can view important disclosures at acorns.com/THEO. Yeah, just to add another universe to your life. Does it make you look at your wife different? Does a girlfriend or a wife become different once they're a mother? Does something like, or what's that kind of like?
100%. Completely.
Yeah.
You also you realize. Like, here's something I realize is I would always call my wife when I know that the baby's waking up from a nap. Let's say I'm at the studio or something like that, and I call and and she knows I'm calling to see Shiloh, right? And I called my wife, and then she was coming back from like a workout class or something, and she was like, "Oh, I'm not home yet, so I'm not with Shiloh," and my heart sunk because I was like, "Oh fuck, like you don't even think I call for you anymore." So in my effort, to just connect with my daughter in every possible way I can, I am forgetting about connecting with my wife sometimes. And your wife doesn't want to be angry at you for that because she's like, thank God I have a dad who's so committed and just in love with their kid. But you can't forget about them.
Right.
So it's like this constant adjustment. You go, okay, all right, I got to put.
Like, hey, Shiloh, is your mom home? That kind of thing.
Yeah, I got to call Shiloh.
Yeah.
I gotta go on the Nanit.
Yeah.
I got to call.
I got 2 phones. Yeah, you got to put some Kevin Gates in the freaking, when they're nursing, dude. And Shiloh has
You're
a
the
little
most
phone.
interesting man in America. You spin Kevin Gates bars.
Shiloh has a little phone. She's like, hey, mom's ready. Oh, you don't want to talk to me? Yeah,
she give me attitude.
No, you can't win.
You just want to talk to this old bitch. Yeah. So yeah, you got to do that, man.
Oh, damn, dude. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Wow,
man.
dude, what a neat journey. And I was just impressed in your special. Like, you're just going, it's like, you know, when I first watched you, were such a power. I remember the first time that I ever saw you at the Black Baby, or what's it called? The one that's next door to the Comedy Store?
Fat Black Pussycat?
Fat Black Pussycat, right? And
Village Underground, maybe that one?
Yeah, it was one that kind of has the tears in it. A little bit.
Yeah. Village Underground, yeah.
But dude, I was like, I'd never seen. I was like, oh my God, and I had to go up after you, dude, and it was so fucking scary. And I was like,
I'm sure you killed that shit.
I did okay, but dude, then this is so, and that was great. I mean, but that was just like, I mean, that was probably 10 years ago too.
Yeah.
But then, this was just so like taking me through this story and the journey, and it was, I don't know, it was cool to see. It felt like grown up a little bit.
Yeah, it's just different. Like, I've never been personal in my comedy. I didn't even think my life was interesting. So I was like, I thought my opinions on shit were more interesting than my life. So I was like, I don't need to tell you about what's going on in my life. And then this thing happened where, you know, we couldn't get pregnant, and it was because of me. My sperm sucked.
No way.
Oh yeah. So my sperm.
What happened? So you take them
I'm
into
the face of shitty sperm, bro.
Oh. Damn, dude.
You felt bad for a second. You're like, hold on.
I think, yeah. Well, it's just crazy because you have that like spice trader energy. You think, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you want to know some crazy shit? My boy is a spice trader. This guy I play paddle with, all right? This is my boy, we call him Spice Man. We legit thought he was a drug dealer for so long because he says, like, I'm a spice trader. Like, he makes little jokes about it that he's not joking. He'll show up late to a game and he'll be like, man, sesame was down crazy today. I couldn't find a place to store it.
Damn, boy.
And then he'll say,
these coriander options.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's literally like a stock market.
Yeah.
Like, he's back and forth from India. So we're like, there's no way this is his real life. Like, he sells fentanyl or cocaine or some shit, right? And he's just saying it's turmeric, right? So, but turns out this motherfucker is a legit 2025 spice trader. This is like the oldest job ever.
We ride here. Yeah, dude, that's it, bro.
We ain't going anywhere.
You're from the past, baby. Yeah.
How crazy is that? Shout out to Pete, man. Spicy P. We call it Spicy P.
Yeah, dude. Spicy P. That's great. That'd be a dope ass job. Just hitting the streets, what you want, and you got some fucking.
He'll just hit me with random spice facts.
Thyme, cumin.
Yeah, he was like, bro, you can't store the cumin with the turmeric, right?
Yeah.
Because one goes old, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course, bro. That's a huge. That storage shit is crazy out there, you know.
Yeah, 10 Our Fathers right now, dude. That's crazy.
10 Our Fathers.
You can't be doing that. Yeah.
What does that
It's
mean?
like you confessed it in a confessional, and
you get a punishment.
they
Like,
make
what
you do
did?
those punishments or whatever. What? Oh, dude, you did the wrestling thing. Was that interesting?
Oh, that was so cool, man.
It's cool. You did a good job.
Thanks, bro.
It looked. Was it scary? I thought you were gonna get slammed.
Yeah.
Was that an option?
He was about to. I didn't even know it was gonna happen.
You didn't?
No, I didn't know anything was gonna happen. I'm just there hanging out. Then Logan starts to, get me to try to lie in front of all my people in Madison Square Garden.
I want to see AJ Styles. That's what I
Let's go.
This shit does it look like I'm prepared for that?
And what's his finishing move? The tax evasion?
Yeah, that's the next move. We got to move to Puerto Rico.
The Puerto Rican W9, that's his fucking finishing move. Oh my God, dude, does he sling? Maybe I didn't see this.
No,
Styles comes in.
Thank God AJ Styles comes in to save my ass.
He's gonna come in a couple seconds.
Yo, I'd be toast in front of my wife.
Did part of you want a little more smoke after that? Like, was there a little bit inside of you that's like,
I need justice, bro.
yeah,
I need justice. You can't come do that shit to me in Madison Square Garden.
I agree.
My home. Talk crazy to me. I need some paper, bro. I need my get back. You know who Aaron the plumber is?
Aaron the plumber. I think we had him on the podcast. Actually,
Did you have Aaron on the pod?
I think so. Like 20 years ago, or like 3 years ago. I think.
No.
Who was that we had?
This is different. Aaron the plumber.
We had Joe the plumber.
Joe the plumber. You need Aaron the plumber, bro. This guy's an absolute
Joe found a
internet
baby
sensation.
in one of the pipes. Joe found an offspring. Wow. In one of the pipes.
What is that? That's
horrible time to say that.
No, that's a Patrice joke.
It is?
He said, I jerk off so much in the shower, I'm surprised the drain ain't pregnant.
Oh,
Joe is like, it was.
Yeah. Joe's like, I think I'm working at your place. No, who's Aaron the plumber?
Oh, dude, this guy's
cool guy.
Oh my God, he was on this Zeus Network show. Do you know what the Zeus Network is?
Is it like that Stars or whatever, like Ghost Book Phantom, whatever?
Nah, this
or
is more ratchet, bro. But Aaron the plumber, you're not qualified. This guy is a certified hilarious dude. He's an actual certified plumber, he's hilarious on this dating show. Mm-hmm. And he was just, he would get in a fight with anybody who popped shit. He's like, all right, let's go. We fight right now. But he's also hysterical. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, he's just an internet sensation. I love this guy.
Dang, yeah, I haven't seen him. I got to check him out. Who did I see recently? Gunno Lavish. Have you seen him?
No, who's that?
Young kid. He makes me laugh, huh? He's out of Mississippi, man.
Gunno Lavish.
You can see the text went out of him. If you just go to shorts right there. Just start it over.
Is everything gonna be okay? It will be okay if you just stay strong. Stay strong for a nigga. You wondering is everything gonna be okay? It will be okay if you just stay strong.
Okay, get me one more of him. Give me Stop Being Humble, FN over there. Try that one.
You out here being humble when everybody popping that shit. It's time for you to start popping your shit then. Stop being humble for a nigga. You out here being humble when everybody popping that shit. It's time for you to start popping your shit.
He just made me laugh, man. He's out of Mississippi, man. I just like his thing. He's just somebody I started watching. There's like people you see and they come up, and then once you watch them a couple times and you keep having to watch them,
I'm obsessed with it.
It's crazy.
I'm obsessed with Temptation Island, Spain.
Really?
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah?
This is the craziest reality show I've ever seen in my entire life. This guy Montoya, have you not heard of the Montoya guy?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, it's crazy. So basically, Temptation Island, the idea is you and your girlfriend go to this island and you split up, and then they send people to try to fuck you and try to fuck your girlfriend to see if you'll cheat.
And where are the people from? The mainland or whatever?
I think they're all from Spain pretty much. So some of them maybe from other Spanish-speaking countries, but everybody speaks Spanish. So this one couple, that girl right there, Anita gets just banged out, I think 5 days in by this other dude, and he's got to watch. So this
why did you have to watch?
That's part of the show, bro. So they're just cucking my man Montoya. But Montoya is so charming that you actually don't look at him like a cuck. You're like, he's like a flamenco singer. He's the man. So he gets really emotional about watching the guy just beat cheeks on his girl.
Oh.
Yeah.
And this seems like modern day Shakespeare almost,
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm talking about, kind of?
Yeah.
There's very much a thing where like...
Yeah, it's Othello, really.
When the figure would be like, would open up a portal in your head where you thought your wife was cheating and you would take your own life or something. Wow.
So there it is. So like he's got to watch this security cam footage, and you could like hear like pelvis hit cheeks.
No.
Like this.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's brutal, but it's also fantastic TV.
God, I've never seen that.
It's amazing. And I haven't watched the whole episode. I just watch like whatever highlights get clipped and put on like TikTok or Instagram. I think that's how I consume everything. Yeah. But everything I possibly can, I consume.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you start to want to have like an information diet. So there's things you can talk about with different guests or whatever. That's what I heard Mr. Beast say. Like he hires people to have an information diet
for him.
So they all absorb stuff, then they filter it down, and then he gets like the stuff from them that's like fine tuned to exactly what he would want to know the most.
Oh wow!
And that's crazy.
So he has like a human version of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So he has intelligence.
Yep, like real intelligence. He has like an algorithm that's, he's like a human kind of algorithm, sort of, I guess.
So he's outsourcing his like interests.
How do you run it back against those Paul guys, I wonder?
How do I run it back against Logan? Or Jake as well? Get Jake involved as well?
Dude, I would fucking... If I saw those people in my dreams, I would beat the shit out of them.
Yeah. That's a good caveat right there. That's a very good caveat. Now, Logan needs to get it back. Logan needs to get some get back. That's the reality. You can't come into my place and do that, obviously. But Jake, I don't even know if Jake's going to be involved in wrestling. He's doing his boxing thing.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. I don't know. You never know. You never know with these things.
Yeah.
What about you? You going to get involved in some wrestling?
I don't know, dude. I thought about trying to wrestle one of those guys. I would have to really stretch and focus on fitness.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. I have to really stretch and focus on it.
Or you could just get dragged through the ring like I did.
Just do that.
And then not work at fitness at all. You know what's the craziest part of that scene? You didn't even see the end of it. I got dragged over the banister, ragdolled on the ground, rolled into the ring, bent over and put into a suplex. This other dude, AJ, saves me. After Logan leaves, I jumped on the top rope. Like I did something. I think I'm the first person in history to just get my ass kicked and still go on the top rope and celebrate.
But it really goes back to exactly what we were saying earlier. If all people see is that clip of you on the top rope, they're like, this guy won.
So I'm like, I might never do this again. When am I going to not jump at the top rope? Come on. I got to tell my daughter something. Yeah.
That's classic, man.
Yeah.
Have you thought about over the years of moving out of New York? I know we were talking about the taxes and stuff in there. And
yeah, I don't know.
It's
like
pricey. Have you ever thought about going down to Austin? Did you ever think about that?
Not living there. No,
Yeah.
no. I mean, like, look, it's fucking incredible what Joe's done down there. Like, it's incredible.
It's kind of crazy that it almost feels sometimes like another it definitely feels like another new center of comedy, which they didn't have 5 years ago.
I can't believe I'm going to say what I'm saying right now. Because obviously, New York guys, we're incredibly biased about stand-up. We're like, the best stand-ups are in New York, and this is where you come. You got to make your bones. This is what you got to do. And then the idea was, okay, but if you want to become like famous, you can go to L.A. because that's where the industry is. Somebody's going to pop into the Comedy Store. They're going to see you. You'll be famous. That's at least like the hope or the dreams or whatever, right? But as of right now, if you're a young comic, right, what is your pathway to success in LA? If you're a young comic, what's your pathway to success in LA? Perception doesn't mean that it can't happen, but like in LA or New York, like what shows can you get on that eventually you become famous? Because I know if I'm a young comic, if I can manage to get on Kill Tony and become a regular, I'm selling out theaters around the country. These guys are selling real tickets. If I get into Joe's world and I'm able to go on the podcast a bunch and maybe even go on the road, like I'm getting a career. To me, it's like we need to start building some infrastructure in New York so these guys feel like there's a pathway to selling tickets. And that's not just New York, that's LA too. Those days of just like getting a role in a movie and then you sell tickets are done. You doing a TV show one-off and then you sell that, you don't just sell tickets. You need to be like ingratiating yourself to the people through stand-up comedy if you want to sell stand-up comedy tickets. So I don't begrudge any comic who's like, I want to move to Austin because I feel like that's where the thing is happening, especially if you just move to New York or LA to make it. I'm from New York, like born and raised in New York. So like moving to another city is like leaving my whole family, my friend group. It's
right, you're leaving
your
world. Oh, there you go. That's what I was thinking, I guess. Maybe.
Oh my God, I do kind of look like that motherfucker.
Diego Pena, what's his name?
Man.
Diego Garcia?
He looks ugly next to Christian Bale, bro. And he's not even that ugly, bro. I'm saying he looks like me. So I can't be insulting him that much, but Christian Bale is one fucking handsome guy.
Well, then imagine, say if there's another even
Wait a minute,
less.
did he AI my face onto that?
I did. This is face swap.
God damn, bro.
So
I look ugly next to Christian Bale. That motherfucker is handsome. Look at Bruce Wayne right there, dude.
God.
Nah, he's a stud.
Ugh.
He's a stud. Yeah.
And I'm worse looking than you. So the tough part is it only goes another step downhill.
Yo, how fucked up is that me insulting him before I knew it was me? Like, that's insanity right there. Like,
well, I mean, it's the...
Where's my self-esteem at? Theo?
Don't come here for it. I don't know. I built this railroad on low self-esteem, dude. Have you ever heard of the low self-esteem engine?
No, I haven't.
That's the only thing that's run on these tracks for years, dude. I mean, we're picking up steam, but it's been slow.
Oh, God.
What were we talking about?
Oh,
though?
there's the scene. So it's just like, I imagine
the scene.
I mean, think about it, like, obviously we're in different positions, right? Like we're in a different part of our career where we can live
we're not
wherever
coming
we
out.
want.
It's not the beginning of our career.
Exactly. So, but if you were young and you're like, my pathway to success, like what, if you go to LA, what shows do you get on to eventually make it? Like, what is your
right? Well, there's a couple things. One, you can get there's a lot of influencers and stuff out here. So there's a lot of like social media influencers. That stuff is real out here. There's movie stars that live out here, and there's television shows. But I don't know if a lot of stuff still shoots in LA, which is kind of crazy. Like even whenever we shot this little movie with Spade, we're like. They were like, thank you. People were like, thank you guys so much
for working here.
We haven't had work in months. And I'm like, what do you mean? Because I don't know who shoots what, you know? They're like, yeah. I'm like, in Hollywood, you haven't had work in months? And yeah, I guess there's just nothing shooting here, which seems crazy that you would build an industry where then nothing even shoots within it, you know? Like at a certain point, you can't cut every corner. Like, okay, we're going to shoot out of state to get a tax break. But
the tax incentives are really big. You can shoot up in Canada. You can shoot up over in Atlanta. Like the tax incentives are huge to go shoot in these places.
The one in California matched them, it seems like.
I think like it's just like we were saying, like politics is always downriver from culture. So
yeah.
They're going to have to learn the hard way. They're going to have to see the industry actually start to be negatively impacted like for a while. And then they're going to have to vote out whoever is in power. With that kind of influence. But LA thrives on Hollywood. Like there isn't LA without Hollywood. Like that's the industry.
That's true. I guess then it's kind of like Barcelona or something in a way, you know, some cool museums and it's beautiful.
We don't even know you guys have museums out here. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah.
Like somebody told me that. They're like, oh yeah, we were spending some time in museums. I was like, you got museums out here? Like I thought you had that observatory shit that's up on the hill and that's it.
Yeah.
We don't know that you have like the theater. Like, do you have plays that come out in LA?
I have no idea.
Like, can you watch Hamilton in LA ever?
I don't know. It's a good question. Well, we don't really have that district like the theater district that New York has. I mean, Danny McBride was saying this the other day. He goes, you know, I've always been kind of amazed that LA doesn't historicize itself better as a structure. He's like, when you go down the street here, you should be, every other building should be, this is where
this was filmed. This
is where Sidney Poitier lived the first 3 years that he lived here in this apartment. Like, you know, like, and these buildings, we've kept them because they're, and some of it is still the same because, you know, you don't have as much wear and tear from the elements here outside of like the fires recently, but you don't have just like the constant salt in the air like you do in a lot of places. But overall, he's like, yeah, I'm just kind of amazed that you don't go down the street and every other building is historical for some reason.
Bro, I think that's a fantastic point because that is the coolest thing about LA Hollywood is like old Hollywood culture.
Right.
Like there's that hotel, the Sunset Tower or whatever. And like it has this cool restaurant that feels like old Hollywood.
Oh yeah, it's cool in there.
It's some fancy bougie shit, but it still feels like, oh, I can imagine directors in like the 60s.
Yeah, what do you say, huh?
You know, what is that fucking girl with the air blowing her dress up?
Oh, Shirley Temple or whatever?
No, my bro.
Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, sorry.
Well, okay. Well.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd like to have that stricken from the record, Your Honor. That's fucking unbelievable. Well, dude, I'll tell you something funny. Here's the number one place, and I'm sorry.
Who's the girl where her dress was blown up? Shirley Temple.
I don't know. It's L.A. I didn't think they were
No, he's right. He's right. Weinstein's innocent. Weinstein is innocent.
I didn't think if they're blowing anybody's dress up, it's going to be a child, obviously.
Go on.
Dude, when people come to visit me, the one place that I take them every time, literally as a tour stop, is a cemetery that's near my apartment in Westwood that has Marilyn Monroe's grave in it, Hugh Hefner, Errol Flynn.
Oh, wow.
Carol O'Connor.
The OGs.
The guy from Bad Grandpa or whatever.
Walter Matthau.
Walter Matthau is in there.
Yeah.
It's just like, you just show them like this, you know, that's kind of the neatest thing, I think.
I think it's a great point because there is cool historical shit about LA, but you got to embrace it and then protect it. And I think that maybe it's just such a new city, they don't see the value in it. Like you and I are from very kind of like old places in terms like of American history, not world history, but like there's a lot of history in, I'm going to give you New Orleans. I know you're not from New Orleans, but like just this idea of, there's like, and it's important to us to maintain that. We actually like the way that the buildings look. when a new fancy building goes up in New York, there's always this immediate rejection. We're like, these fucking classes, there goes the neighborhood or whatever it is. So we try to protect, and I feel like LA is so transient. Like everybody that comes here is coming from Maine or coming from, Montana or some shit like that to go make it. So they don't really care that much about the history. They're like, what's going on now?
Right.
But the people from here, like Dove, like the people who actually grew up here and like that is the industry. Yeah, I would like to see that protected. That's a great point. And then there's another version of you coming out here that's not like a TMZ tour bus tour, whatever that stupid shit is. We're like, this is the Rock's house. It's like, nah, go see where fucking Sidney Poitier lived, or go see where these historic actors, like what's his face's first apartment, Jack Nicholson's first apartment.
It'd be so cool if they had that and still had it they had it like really locked in. Dude, the founder of Canes, this guy Todd Graves, he still has his college apartment that was right next door to the first Canes that's in Baton Rouge. And you go in there, dude, and it is crazy. It's like, it's from 30 years ago, or 22 years ago or something. And it's just like old TV.
He's maintained everything from
Maintained it. All sitting there.
It.
Pictures from back then and shit. His life got busy, and so he just wasn't there for like 8 years. And then he came back, and it's just like magazines with like Jordan and Shaq on. Just fucking.
He's a beast, that guy.
Yeah, he stays so busy. He works really hard. I think
he owns all of the Canes still, right? This is not a franchised restaurant. I think he owns. It's unbelievably impressive. And maybe because I'm from New York, we just got one. There's one that just popped up in the East Village. But like I was talking to a buddy of mine who's actually like one of his lawyers, and he was kind of explaining it to him. It's like, this guy's like a real ambitious, like kind of genius to put that together. It's very hard to not sell off your company as it becomes successful. To have that vision, like, I don't know if you're like this, but if I'm building something that's successful and then somebody offers me $300 million for it, I'm like, there's some people are crazy enough to go, no, this shit is really worth $2 billion. I'm like, $2 billion? What is $2 billion even? Like, what is that money even? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There are people that say no to $1 billion because they know it could be worth $5 billion. Fuck. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
What do you need that for?
Yeah.
Like, you can tap out of whatever you're doing. Maybe they really love what they're doing. Maybe that's it.
But then you just sell it and get locked in as a consultant or whatever.
Yeah, I guess you could, but maybe they would hate that. Maybe like they're like, it's my genius that drives this car.
It's like that rigor mortis, whatever, whoever made Frankenstein or whatever, the doctor or whatever, he wanted to die with Frankenstein. He's like, I think that's what happened. What happened with Frankenstein? I fucking don't even know what happened with that shit.
It was Dr. Frankenstein, and then it was the creature.
Yeah, isn't that crazy that we think that Frankenstein is the
that's crazy.
Is the lifeless animal. But it was actually the doctor.
Imagine how he feels. I know. He's like, hey, my name's Rick. It's like nobody fucking. I'm fucking Rick Hopkins, I had a fucking bad frontal lobe surgery. Give me some, goddamn. That's so true. It still goes back to, you see a clip of something.
And you just believe it.
That's what you believe.
Just believe it, yeah.
Well, that motherfucker's name is not even Frankenstein.
It's called Creature, which is way more adept, right? Like, that feels like the name for it, but not.
But at least that's his name. God, dude.
Yeah, shout out Frankenstein.
Yeah, dude. How's the Trump thing going over in New York, dude?
What's so interesting is like
it was crazy how right after the election was over, everybody's kind of went on about regular life, kind of.
Bro, and like now I'm almost like annoyed by. I'm like, I thought we weren't gonna have to go through this again. Like, I don't know how it is like here where you're living, but we're back to like the bipartisan bickering. Like this Doge is a big deal, right? Even though there's no American that wants like waste, there's no American that wants like government bloat, there's no American that wants like inefficiency. I don't think any of us are like voting for those three things.
Yeah.
So this should be like unilateral support. Like, we should all get behind it. And maybe the way that they're doing, I think Trump even came out and be like, yo, we're going to use a scalpel, not a hatchet. Like, I think we're being a little bit too forceful with the firings or whatever. But this is one of those things where like it's so annoying And I think you can blame Elon for this as well. Like on Twitter, he's a little bit antagonistic about shit.
I
like,
noticed that recently. Some of the stuff he says, like, do you have to say that? Like,
you don't
what are
have
you doing
to.
right there?
You're in power now. Like, I think you have to have a little bit different energy when you're in power. I think when you're not in power, you're trying to get to power. Maybe that antagonism is helpful, right? It can like embolden the base. But you're the leader now. Leaders don't need to poke a finger and like twist a knife or whatever. Like,
well, I think what he's doing, I believe that what Elon is doing is by creating all that commotion on Twitter, it's only helping his own business, right? So it creates now that everyone wants to see what he's going to say, but he's saying so many things, it's hard to even juggle. But so many people are engaging and interacting. Yeah. I feel like it's probably the number one news app. I don't know if it's always been the number one news app.
Has to be. It has to be. That's why. Yeah, I mean, don't you learn
everything? But he's just stirring his own business. It's like, so the more he does that, it's more impressions, the more ads that he can sell, right? I don't know if that's true.
But you're basically creating a place for people to go consume content in general. And if he's the biggest creator on that platform, then it makes sense that he continues to create. So you're saying that he's not doing this just to get out information, but he's also doing this to like uplift the app.
It's like a hype machine, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if that's true.
But that's what the feeling you get from it.
I'm at least, because otherwise it's kind of some of the shit's kind of insane. It's like, what is this like? How is he doing all of these things? And if he's not doing all these things, because who could have time to do all of
these things? Yeah.
Then who is doing it?
And it's kind of annoying because he's a genius. You want him on your side. Like I want the guy who makes the rockets on America's side if we go to World War III.
Right.
Like I think that's a pretty good idea that we get the guy who's going to send a ship to Mars on our side if we're going to have like drone warfare throughout the world. Like let's keep him in our good graces. I do think, and I'm a little bit more optimistic about this administration. That's what I've realized with most people, like sane people, is that if you didn't vote for Trump, but you're not like a complete like lunatic extremist on both sides, by the way. If you're just kind of like a normal, regular guy, but you feel like you lean left a little bit more, you just are pessimistic about the administration. And if you lean maybe right a little bit more, but you're not some insane like right-wing quack, you're optimistic about the administration.
Yeah.
We both kind of want the same thing. We want the best thing for American people.
Right.
We might disagree about where we get there, but we do want the most opportunity, wealth, ease of living for American people. So when it comes to the administration, I'm like a little bit more optimistic about it. Like I'm like, okay, let's just see how this works.
Right. That's how I feel.
Like, let's just give him people are going, oh, he's doing all these tariffs. It's like, my man, I'm not an economist. I know you aren't an economist.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a negotiation. Like if you go to buy a car and the car is like $100,000 and you go in, you go, all right, I'm going to offer $80,000, right? Knowing that they're going to settle around 90, right? The problem is when you do that in privacy with the car dealer. Trump got to do it publicly, and now he's got people in his own country going, how dare you offer 80? That's so disrespectful. And he can't come out and go, dumbass, we're going to settle at 90. I just got to start at 80. So could you give me fucking 2 weeks to get
they don't
here?
give him nobody gives him a beat to see what the long-term plan is. Like if you want manufacturing jobs back in America, then you have to make it so that it makes more sense for people to make cars in America.
Maybe.
That's just business. Like I agree with you. I never was against Biden. I've never been against anybody that's been in office. I've always just wanted the best. It's like, I want the best. I'm never going to depend on the government for my life. Like I don't wake up every day and see what the fucking government's doing. I get out of bed and I try and take care of myself, or take care of your family like you're doing. It's like that's probably what most people think.
Yeah.
Anybody that has time to argue online all day is also insane, right? Like, not saying that we don't all put our beliefs out there sometimes, but
I hear what you're saying.
But it's like, but you have to like. That's one thing somebody said the other night. Oh, Trump said it during that whole like state of the whatever the delegacy address.
Yeah.
It was like the state of the two parties address. If you got to watch the hour and a half of that, I don't care what side of it. This shit was hilarious. It was like somebody who wrote like Noises Off or something. It was just a fascinating Joint Congressional Committee's address or whatever. Yeah, there was like fucking, they kept cutting this white dude that was asleep. They threw Al Green out. People thought he was Jimmy Snuka. They fucking threw him out, dude. They kept people, like Democrats that only had their feelings on little signs that said like not good or gazoon tight or whatever.
I bumped into Al Green at the Breakfast Club. He was going on after me, and someone was like, hey, who wants to Al Green wants to say hello. And I was like, yeah, sure. That'd be cool. And this guy just got chucked out of the fucking Senate. That'd be, whatever. And I went and I go, and I shake it, and like his like handler or something like that is like waiting there with like a camera, like tucked here for the handshake picture. And I was like, did I just get set up in a photo op to make me look sympathetic to what happened? Like, I'm like, what exactly is going on?
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, that's also scary when everybody has cameras everywhere now.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that was Jimmy Snuka, which makes total sense as well.
Yeah.
I still think it was.
What
dude.
a body, huh?
Let's get it on. Was that was Al Green? Let's get it on. Let's get it
on. Yeah, God. I think so. But yeah, so it's a tricky time now politically.
But I just still you kind of hope hopefully there's some long-term strategy here. It's like, because if you just look at the little bits, it's kind of fucking scary.
Also, and I'm not trying to just like bag on the last administration, but like if people are uncomfortable and the last administration was running on this platform of, hey, we're going to keep doing the same thing that we've been doing.
That was a bad plan.
You can't really blame Americans for going, well, that's not working for me right now. I got to try something different.
Yeah.
And then giving the new thing a little bit of leeway. It's not like, again, I might be more optimistic. And if it goes bad, I will be the first person to criticize it. Right? I have no problem criticizing whoever's in power.
Yeah.
Okay? This is the easiest thing in the fucking world for me. But I am hoping, I'm at least going to give a little bit of grace and hoping that this is going to work out for all of us. And I'm going to give it more than a fucking few months. I'm going to give it a little bit to see where it goes. And if it does go, I'm not going to be the guy to go, told you so, you fucking idiot. Like, because that's not the joy that it brings me. The joy that brings me is like, hey, shit, we're actually making some cool change.
Right, America's going to be doing better.
We got opportunity to start here and get up here.
Imagine if you brought some industries back where people have pride in their homes and in their towns, dude. I'll tell you this. We've gone on this tour I've been on. We've gone to probably 200, the top 200 cities so far, size-wise, right?
Yeah.
We've gone fucking everywhere. And a lot of the places, man, it's the same. It's like there's not a lot of businesses there. There's some cities that have kind of changed and had some turnaround and it's been uplifting, but there's been a lot of places that it hasn't, And it's sad. It's like, all this place needs is one good, influx of people and a purpose. When people have jobs, they have purpose. Yeah, and so it's like I'm for surely gonna stay hopeful. I hope that if there's some tariff stuff and then we start making our own fucking cars here, dude. There's a guy who just made a show, a T-shirt. I think it's called American Giant. Can you look that up? There's a guy, he wanted to find a T-shirt that was made in America, American Giant clothing. He couldn't even get a T-shirt
that was completely made here.
He couldn't get a whatever this is called, a template or a blank.
Yeah, a blank
in America.
Made,
he couldn't. They didn't have it. Right? They didn't. We don't make a fucking T-shirt in this company. Right?
Country. Yeah.
So
don't they make Teslas here?
Yes. So Teslas are an American-made car.
So bare minimum, and I'm not trying to knock any of the American, other American cars, right? But I don't think Ford is entirely made here.
Right.
I might be wrong. I don't think they are.
You drive Ford, somebody said to me. I'm like, that's when I knew. Hold on. How's this guy know how to pronounce it?
Swedish guy? But
that's a great question. Let's look that up. Yeah, what cars are made here? Or what percentage of Teslas are made in America? What percentage of Fords are made in America? That's a great question, man.
And I guess that you could be putting together the full car here, but maybe there's certain factories that are doing other stuff, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with outsourcing to different countries. I think it gives them opportunities as well. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But
Tesla claims that nearly 100% of the vehicles it sells in the United States are manufactured domestically.
Exceeding the industry average of 52%. Wow. Now, that doesn't mean they don't make cars in other countries as well.
Right.
But the ones that are sold here are made here. Regardless, okay? If we want to attack in a car company, right? And again, I don't know if they're attacking Tesla because they don't like the product. They're attacking Tesla because they don't like the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
And that is the risk of being a celebrity CEO. By the way, there's CEOs of, and you talk about this all the time, but some of these pharmaceutical companies, we don't know who the fuck they are.
Right.
And there's a reason, because if we did,
people would execute them. Something could happen.
Something could happen.
We don't know.
Something could happen.
Somebody could throw them a surprise party.
Bro, if you have $1 billion business and nobody knows who you are, you're doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah, you're doing some fuck shit, man.
right?
Some fuck shit, homie. Yeah,
So
for real.
So this is like a kind of shitty situation where, like, yes, I understand that he's antagonizing people. He's like rubbing people the wrong way. You don't like the guy. You don't like the beliefs. You don't like what he's doing. And there are things to criticize. I'm not saying there aren't things to criticize. Like nobody's above criticism. But to punish that car company that is 100% made in America, made by people living in America, Americans rely on those jobs. Like maybe we criticize another thing.
Right.
Like, what is your goal? That we shut down those factories and those Americans lose those jobs? That makes you feel better about your gripe with Elon?
That's the thing. Some people, they just want to win an argument, it feels like, you know.
And they don't realize there's people that rely on those fucking jobs.
Oh, for sure, dude.
They got kids, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
dude, there's no doubt about it. But here's one thing that I think is sad about Doge is that the fact that we now have to have someone audit our own government. Our government is supposed to be the thing that we can trust. Like, it will never end now. And people are like, well, why is this guy having a team that audits? It's like, I agree, but I'll let anybody audit. If you bring on another company, they audit and they find, I'd give them 10% of the bloat that they find. If they, you know what I'm saying? The simple fact that we now have to audit our own government.
Yeah, I mean, people I think will gravitate towards corruption naturally. And I think it's something that you constantly have to fight every single second.
You definitely have to.
You said something interesting though, like this idea, like you wake up every morning, you're like, I don't expect the government to do something for me. I think that's a more like Southern and frontier belief. You know, I think that like when you grow up in like New York, there is this relationship with the government where you're like, if the roads are fucked up, you start going, yo, why are the roads fucked up? Like we're spending all this money in taxes, or like the government, you're supposed to do, you're giving me all these rules I got to live by. So you might as well do some shit. But that's interesting that you have this perspective, which is like, I don't expect anything from you guys. And I wonder if when they encroach on your freedoms, it's that much more annoying because you're like, I don't rely on you for anything and you're going to tell me what to do. Whereas we might be more accepting of the laws and the encroachment on freedoms because we are more reliant on them for certain things. So, and I wonder if that's why like some of the COVID stuff was way easier to accept in big cities because we already have this symbiotic relationship with government.
Right.
Whereas in places like Florida or even, you know, more other like Southern, maybe I guess some red states, not all.
Yeah, a lot of rural areas.
In more rural areas, it's like, yo, listen, don't mess with me because I don't ask you for shit.
Right.
And now you're getting into my house and telling me what to do when I already don't ask you for anything.
Right. We have one road.
We keep it clean.
It's fine.
Yeah. I drive a truck, so you don't have to pave it.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's it.
Right. We're doing, yeah.
That's
a good, it is interesting how like different areas could affect your perception. And yeah, like I think a lot of like, one other thing is I think a lot of people just worry about our traditions starting to disappear. And I think that's where a lot of pushback comes from.
What do you mean by that?
Just like, you know, like tearing down of statues and saying that everything is racist and stuff and not honoring our history, whether it is racist or not, like not deny, like, you know, if you take it away completely in 3 generations, no, you know.
This is the tricky thing where it's like, I try to meet people at their intentions because I often want people to judge me on my intentions. When I say some like crazy fucked up joke that's not even fully fleshed out on a podcast, and then I want people to go, oh, he just wanted it to be funny, not, oh, this guy's an evil asshole.
Yeah.
Right. So when I see people taking like the progressive measures that might feel like they're going too far, I at least have some empathy. I go, all right, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to make this world that we live in, this country we live in, a more comfortable place for everybody. And you're thinking about these oppressed or ostracized groups, and you're like, how can they not see certain imagery that might remind them of these horrible things that their ancestors went through? So like I go, okay, I get that maybe you have some really good intentions here. And then we can meet at that where we go, I get your good intentions. And then we start to let's have the conversation of, okay, how much of that are we going to remove before we start removing like the history of our country? And some of the history is ugly, and it's unfortunate, but it is the history. Like removing it doesn't remove the history.
Right.
But at least not looking at them like they're assholes that want to destroy America. Maybe some of them are, but I think some of them also just kind of want to make life better for people.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody's bad. I think there are bad actors on both sides. But I think there's some people who like, maybe they were bullied a lot as a kid and they're like, man, I don't want anybody to go through that shit. Like yeah, I want to look out for some people and create some more protections. And sometimes those protections might go like a little bit too far. And then sometimes instead of creating protections, people will like hurt people. They'll do the opposite. They'll be like, oh, all white people are horrible. It's like, okay, you're going too far.
Yeah.
You might have experienced some really fucked up people in your childhood, and maybe you have that way of looking at it, but it's not going to help if that's your way of communicating with the world.
Yeah, I think the truth is usually kind of in the middle. I think you're right, you know? And the fact that, it's like, it's so funny. It's like you get so stuck in your own perspective of what your own perspective is, and you need to be in your own perspective because it's a survival thing too. It's like,
of course.
If I'm sitting here daydreaming or something and I get attacked by an animal or something, then that's on me, right? But it's like, but to actually put yourself in somebody else's shoes and think like, well, what is it really like?
Yeah.
You know, or what is like going through like certain classes or history class or things like that, like, if you're different ethnicity or different sex or something, what's that shit really like, you know?
Yeah, it's
They're supposed to have VR goggles that were supposed to be able to do that, you know?
We could just see what it was like being Native American back in the day.
Yeah. Hey, huh?
Yeah, they're all Italians.
Look, the goggles kind of like, they set it up to make it sound like who really killed the Native Americans was Italian.
Christopher Columbus, look at these guys. Hey, fucking red horse, get over here. Fuck out of here.
How many necklaces we gonna wear, huh?
You called tonight, how about some blankets? But
hey, huh?
that would be cool though. Like,
But you could set it to any way, you know?
oh, that's because he was Italian, right? Wasn't Columbus Italian?
They said he was. Who the fucking knows, dude? I'm sure he was probably Italian via Israel, according to a lot of Reddit feeds this week.
So Twitter, it's just they just blame everything on the Jews, bro. Like it's not even shit that you didn't even imagine. It's the Jews' fault, right? They got nothing to do with it. Soon they're gonna blame Christmas on the Jews. Oh, that was kind of.
The Jews are impressed, but also not cool at the same time.
They're like, well, what if they're like, yo, can you blame some good shit too? Like, we did some good shit, right? Like, y'all like Christianity?
Like you like
that?
watching Family Man, don't you? That's one of your favorite Christmas movies, isn't it? Huh? Yeah. Gangs in New York. Who do you think fucking put that together?
All them Christmas carols. They're probably written by Jews.
A lot of them are, man.
See?
It's so funny.
Yeah, what are we going to do?
What, I'm trying to think of what else is going on, dude, that I was thinking about.
What's up in your life, man?
Everything's fine, man. I just been working a lot, you know. Like last year, we really focused on if we had some time off to go and just work, like go travel to a place to get guests and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So it was like a big focus last year to do that. And
have you taken like a vacation?
No, not in a while. I was supposed to get one over the holidays, and it just didn't happen.
Do you like taking time off? Does that feed you at all?
Yeah, I need it. I need more of it.
And do you enjoy it? Like, is your time off just hanging at a beach, or do you like going to like a city that you're really interested in, like learning about the history? Like, what is your version of a?
It's just been the beach, really. I think I just kind of got. I just put so much work on the calendar that I didn't start to schedules. I would love to take 2 weeks off and go to like a country or something.
That'd be awesome.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but then I start to think about that. Like, well, I should probably get a girlfriend or like a fiance first, because if you go by unless you get a buddy to go with or something, that could be fun. But it's like 2 weeks. You can't really go by yourself, really, you know? And so then it's like, what are you going to do exactly?
I imagine you with like a small Asian tour guide, and that's it. Just you guys motorcycling around Vietnam or Cambodia or something.
Just say shit to him all the time.
knock, knock. Yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
But no, traveling alone is cool too.
Feeding him a little piece of yam or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to feed them. You know, they might feed themselves out there.
The first struggle Bear went through. The first struggle was finding all the components: the cotton, the buttons, the zippers, the rivets. Once Bear did all that, he ended up with his first product, a plain hooded sweatshirt. We already know all this stuff. I was looking at what some of the price issues were and stuff that he faced, but it was a nightmare for this guy to do it, and he couldn't get it done at like, you know, it came down to like $37 or something, which is, you know, but to do it on a regular basis, and then Walmart decided we're going to support him. We're going to give him like a big order.
That's fire.
So that's kind of where he's at right now.
And if you can make a big order, you can obviously like reduce the pricing.
Right. Then you can go ahead to the place and say, look, now I'm going to order this many. Can you give me a better rate? You know, so.
Can you get the material from does the material also have to come from here? I imagine we have to get all of our material from other countries.
That's a good question.
Like, are we creating textiles here?
It's a good question. It's crazy because you don't know that. You know, it's like a lot of this stuff we don't even know. And then you look around and you're like, but if you find out that you can't even get a t-shirt here, then you're like, well, fuck, if we're not even making one t-shirt, then what are we making here?
I mean, yeah, we're completely reliant. It's a little scary, I guess.
That's the thing. It starts to get scary.
Because t-shirts are the least necessary product that we are completely reliant on other countries for.
Yeah.
So if we're relying on t-shirts, what else are we relying on? Are we relying on technology in some ways? Like, what are the things that become like at-risk topics for us that we're relying on other countries? Because it's nice to know that you're not reliant, or that the entire world is reliant on each other. And if everybody's relying on each other, okay, then there's like a mutually assured destruction.
Right.
Maybe that's good. But
right, just tell us the truth. If we know everything, I would just love it if like here's the exact facts.
Yo, when do you think? All right, you know how like conspiracies are incredibly popular right now, and like now everybody kind of knows the conspiracies. So that immediate hit of dopamine you get when you like share like the real truth with somebody who doesn't know it, and when they look at you, they're like, "Oh my God, you're so smart," or whatever.
Yeah.
Now that everybody knows the conspiracies, do you think that the pendulum starts to shift back to like kind of what really happened? Because the conspiracy is like the most exaggerated version of what happened.
Yeah.
And what really happened is probably pretty boring. Like the truth of most things is probably pretty fucking boring.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not what the media has told us. That's for certain. Those are lies, 100%. But it's not what like the Reddit historians have said.
Yeah.
And it's probably in here, and then we all go,
all right.
Yeah. Like that is, I wonder if like there's something like that even to the Epstein list. Like everybody's waiting for this Epstein list, and they're waiting for it to be like direct logs where it's like Bill Gates paid for anal from a 16-year-old at da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
like
4:30 or whatever.
And then it's like name, picture, fucking whatever it is. And then every time they hand out like the binder or whatever it is, nothing that crazy comes out. Now, don't get me wrong. I believe he's like a prolific pedophile. Like if he is still alive, find him and fucking kill him. The girl too. Off anybody who's involved in it, defended it. Anybody who's on the fucking flight logs, put him in prison. Like we need some justice here. But have we created an idea of what this is, which is so far removed from what it actually is?
Right, and that's why they're like, this is going to be so upsetting. There's 7 people.
They're going to think we're liars anyway.
Right.
Like, because imagine they gave us lists and there was like 25 people on it, right? We'd be like, man, you fucking pieces of shit lying to us again. Like the only thing we would believe if literally every single world leader went in there.
Right. This list better be so. That's why I think they're still they're probably working with like top producers, Eli Roth, like guys who really can put on a good show. Todd Phillips, until
how do we sell this story
until he
to
did
the
Joker
American
too?
people?
Then he was on here like he's off. But yeah, I think what do we? This better be good.
Why don't we just get? This is the way I was thinking. We solve it. The guy who let Epstein manage his money is this guy named Les Wexner or something like that. He's this guy who started Victoria's Secret. And like, I don't even think Epstein went to college or something. So like, how the fuck do you end up managing this billionaire's money? Right. This guy's like 90 years old. Give him immunity. Just go, this guy right here. Les Wexner. Okay? He's a billionaire. He's 87 years old. You just go, listen, you're about to fucking die. Can you just tell us what happened?
Right.
Tell us what happened. We'll give you immunity. You don't get to die a hero at all. You're a piece of shit that probably funded this whole fucking thing or connected different people to different stuff. We don't know what the fuck you're actually doing. You're involved. But you don't get to die you're still a diabolical piece of shit. But maybe you do one good thing in your life before you fucking die.
Right.
And then the American people get some satisfaction. The victims get some satisfaction. We get to actually know what's happening.
Yeah.
Because I don't even know if I don't know if we actually will get to know what's happening unless somebody who was involved says it specifically.
Yeah.
And I don't believe Ghislaine because I think her pops was part of Mossad, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't believe anything she's going to say. So
nobody's going to tell
dead,
the truth.
Right? Like,
I'm just amazed that many people wanted to be pedophiles or whatever.
So here's the thing. I don't know.
That's part of me that doesn't believe that. I'm like, you're telling me.
See, I don't think they wanted to. I think he was like, yo, I got some young bitches on an island. We're all going to fuck. But I don't think that he said, I have underage women to incriminate you on an island.
Right.
I think he's like, yo, I got some 20-year-old fucking Russian bitches. They're on an island. And all these dudes were like, oh, we going to go party with Russian bitches? Like, I wonder if it's as simple as like some club promoter going, I got a table full of girls at Tao tonight. You want to party? And people go, well, that sounds like a great idea. Nobody's IDing those girls.
Right.
And they for sure aren't IDing because why would they go, yeah, this guy's going to make me a pedophile this weekend.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, so, and then maybe afterwards they go, by the way, that girl was this old. Yeah. So I'm going to need you on a certain day to do a favor. That's how I would imagine it would be most effective.
And what if some of the girls were not even underage or anything? You don't even know if you could have somebody say that. You're so scared. You're already like, there's some favor in the wind. That alone, the mirage of that's the biggest thing. You have no fucking idea.
That's a great point too.
But you're going to be so scared. Like, well, first of all, I don't want to see, I'm so bad at sex, I don't want anybody to see a video of it.
Fucking a hooker on an island still is bad if you're like a political figure that has a family and you have children. Like, they could be old enough and it's still like, you don't want that out because it ruins your career.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are many ways to do it.
I mean, it's definitely, and then it's like, how do you doctor all that up to present it to the American? Because it's a fucking, you have to serve a Mona Lisa to the American people. But then they're like, we have to make sure all these people that information that's released, but maybe some of that's true. If like you put information and it has a name in it that you're not sure, and then you get sued by that person.
Or you got to protect these girls who are underage and they were raped by these famous people.
Facts.
And like they have moved on with their lives. They got families. Do they want their information out there in the world?
Yeah.
Probably not. They're like, I don't want to relive that shit. So redact me or whatever that term is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like we're at this point where like if we're going through this phase in America where we're an all-time low trust in all of our institutions.
Then what happens from here? There's two ways we go.
Talk to me.
It gets better somehow.
Or
it starts to devolve even more. And crazier, it gets deeper and deeper. It's so funny because I've had both feelings. Yesterday I had the feeling like, holy shit, dude. Nobody's going to know where to trust anything anymore. It's going to get really interesting.
Or you start being honest. Like that's why.
Right. Or you start being honest.
And like, yo, we're Americans. We can deal with shit. Like we've dealt with horrible things before in our past.
Even as humans, we can.
That's it. So it's like, and I think there's a version where like accepting these things and moving on allows us to have even more pride. Where right now we're in this like age of like ambiguity where like we want to be really proud, but we're like, but is some of this shit true? Like we're just unsure.
Yeah.
Let us accept it. Let's accept the stains on our history, and then let's move on and make greater history. Let's make greater things to be proud of. I think it's a moment in history to be proud of where an administration comes in, they go, listen, we unfortunately the government let these food companies poison you. You know, and a lot of people are negatively impacted like that. A lot of people got cancer probably because of food that they were eating, and that's fucked up. That's horrible. And we're gonna either punish some of those food organizations, or bare minimum, we're gonna make it illegal for them to do that shit. Hey, some of these pharmaceutical companies, they were jabbing you up with shit that you didn't need to be jabbed up with, and they were doing that so they could profit. We're gonna either punish them, or we're gonna stop allowing them to do it, so the next generation of Americans doesn't have to go through what you guys went through. And then you go, you know what's fire about America? We realize when we fucked up, and we have the energy and excitement and the confidence, the self-esteem to go, all right, we're changing it, and we're going to live up to the expectations that we have for ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's why I like, you could say whatever you want about RFK. It seems to me what he wants to do is make a positive change for people. Let's see if he's able to do it. But in terms of making America healthy or whatever the slogan is, why would you not want America to be more healthy? Like, give the guy a second to fucking try it. Like
every minute they're like, this is the problem today. And then that becomes a story every day. It's just like how fucked up it is. And I have friends now that are addicted to the news, and I'm just like, dude, just live your life. See, everything's going to probably be fine. It's already been fine. We're already damaged. We all have cancer or whatever. Everything, we're doing our best and shit. Yeah. And like, how drastically bad do you expect things to get, Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool? Like this is all I said. Like, obviously, I have a daughter, so I'm like, and she's of the age we're going through vaccines and stuff, and it's terrifying. I was talking to Joe about this. It was like, it's the most terrifying thing you ever experience in your life is you have the most perfect thing you ever created, and you have to put something in them, and you've watched a video on YouTube that says that it could do something horrible to her. But if you don't do it, she could get some disease that could do something horrible to her. So you're like, what? How do I protect my kid? There's a fork in the road, and both potentially lead to horrible. How do I protect my kid? I would love nothing more than to do like an intense, like, and I'm sure they've already done this. So if you have and call me an idiot, that's fine. I'm an idiot, whatever. But like intense, like research into, the vaccinations. And I would love nothing more if we found out, hey, you know what? It looks like they are safe for them, and there's very low chance cause of anything negative for your kid. How much nicer would that feel than right now what all of us new parents are feeling, which are like, do I have to delay it? Like which ones? How do I protect my child? Like,
right.
Like,
and the
just like we want the research, we want it. It's we want to know.
And I think if you gave Bobby an out where, even if it was 20 minutes a week where he gave a speech or something, and maybe that he should start doing that to update people, Robert Kennedy Jr. to say, hey, this is where things are at, and we're going to try our best, and this is what we're going to try to do. Maybe that would be great to have some sort of an address.
Love it.
Trump's addresses, sometimes they're so, they're Trumpian, they're just like kind of the bare facts and like, we're going to win type shit. So maybe if you had Vance give something that was a little bit more elongated and a little bit more, had a little bit more personal notation and feeling to it, like
Didn't FDR do that? I think they were called the fireside chats.
Oh yeah,
where he was talking to people.
I think you're right. We might need something like that,
dude. Because there's so much muck out there. There's so much bullshit information, and like we're guilty of that too. We just spout whatever on the fucking mic, and who knows if it's true or not. But it'd be nice if we had information disseminated from the people in power. It might be wrong or it might be right, but they are the people in power, so we can at least hold them to that standard. If they say that they're doing this specific thing and we disagree with it, we can be like, I disagree with that.
Yeah.
But if Bobby's coming out and he's going, listen, we're getting the red dye out of here, it doesn't benefit anybody. There are other ways to create, sugar or coloring substitutes that are less harmful to you. Does anybody disagree with this? Everybody goes, no. Okay. Done.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah, there's still so many people that just want somebody to be wrong all the time, So maybe that'll start to go away. I don't know. But yeah, I think if I wake up each day and I looked at everything as politics and stuff, and it just starts to wear on you. And then that algorithm learns you, and then you're a fucking puppet. You become a puppet. What else is going on? Let's think of something in entertainment. I'm trying to think of something. Was there a job that you had when you were young that you miss ever? That you were like, I'm fucking good at this shit.
It wasn't that I was good at it, but I liked mowing lawns. Like I felt like accomplished afterwards. Like I'd look at it and I'd go, wow, I did that. That was kind of annoying. It was hard, but here's this thing that I did and it looks better now, and I felt proud of it. And I think there's a version of that in creating stuff in general. But I think very early I like to work on something and then see the thing I created. Yeah. And so there was something really nice to that about that. Now I get to do a job where I like the actual work part and I like seeing the end product. I didn't enjoy the work part of it, but yeah, I think that. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I just worked in like restaurants.
Oh yeah, you definitely did. I can see you for sure. For sure.
What restaurants was I working at?
Oh, obviously. Got me a little spot at the Hampton Inn.
Got it for the summer lined up. Wow. Got to get out. Yeah.
So those are the only two reasons. If you hear a bird, they're letting somebody know about their territory, or they are letting females know that they're available.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And is it just male birds that sing, or female birds also sing?
Mostly just male birds sing, and females do little calls that they use to keep in touch with each other and to warn each other of predators and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for this one bitch to text me back right now, dude. It's only been 2 weeks, so she's probably busy. Traveling or something.
Yeah.
How cold? So when you get up to Alaska, man, how cold is it? Like, because people think of Alaska, and like a lot of people, you think of like gold country and and that sort of thing. You think of it being cold. Is there a level where it doesn't matter that it's cold anymore, that you can't even we can't even really feel a difference between, say, 20 degrees below and like 80 degrees below?
20 degrees below is not bad at all. When you get down to 40, I think 50 below is the lowest I've experienced. Then you're just in pain. You just don't want to be outside at all. And so down to -20, it's very dry up there, at least in Fairbanks. And so you can still go skiing and stuff and have an all right time. But when it gets colder than that, like you can feel a breeze coming underneath the bottom of your cabin door just because the temperature difference is so great that the air is just like whoosh, blowing in, trying to equal it out.
So wait, explain that to me. Like, I don't know what you're saying exactly.
When there's differences in temperature, the wind is basically air moving from one place to another, right? That's kind of a ridiculously simple way to describe wind.
Yeah, I get it.
I think we all understand that. But
now we do.
But like when there's a big difference inside and outside, the air is trying to equalize to normal it out.
Okay.
So you have these like 10-inch thick walls of a cabin, or even the doors usually have several inches of insulation. Mm-hmm. But just at the bottom, the only space where there's a little bit of air, it's just whoosh, blowing in. Like your pants will go like this in the wind if you're standing near the door.
Because the air's coming in.
It's so much colder outside than it is inside. If you have it at 60 inside, that it just creates wind just trying to
rush that close to each other.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But when I get up there in early May, and that's when it's still winter a little bit, there's usually a few feet of snow on the ground, but it's already full daylight, so I don't see the sunset until September. So
the sun's up the whole time when you get there from May.
Yep. Yeah. Which, as I get older, it gets harder to be used to that. Like we have blackout curtains, to try to make it dark in my room and stuff, but you can't keep it out, the light a little bit. So, it's kind of still winter a little bit in early May, and that's when the birds start to arrive to the area. So I'm out there all day, like just visiting the same types of habitat and trying to keep track of when each species arrives to the area.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're like a concierge almost.
Yeah, just trying to help them get settled in. So you do that for years and years and years, and then you have a nice record of exactly what was happening, in any given year, and you can track changes over time, and that's kind of how the good kinds of science work, where there's people studying really specific stuff up there about carbon release into the atmosphere and all that, but I'm just studying very basic, like what are the animals doing?
Right.
And I really love that because I've just always been more of a generalist, where I like being outside and just paying attention to stuff rather than have my nose in the tundra sniffing gases or whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're not as much of a corporate hunter.
Right, yeah. Freelance.
Yeah. When you start to see like different patterns from birds, like is there a time when you like really start to get scared? Like is there one species that you really start to pay attention to?
Yeah, there's a couple times that birds have frightened me a little bit. There's a bird called the long-tailed Jaeger that it's a seabird. Basically, it's kind of like a gullish, ternish type of bird, but they're a predatory seabird. Mm-hmm. And they only come inland to breed on tundra. Yeah, that one.
Oh, wow.
So they eat voles and lemmings and stuff. Mm-hmm. And when there aren't a lot of lemmings or voles around, those populations kind of crash occasionally. And when there's not any around, they'll just form groups of like 40 and just maraud around. And one time I saw a group of 40 just coming over a hill, and there was kind of a thundercloud in the distance. And I was like, I didn't know that they did that yet. It's like, why are these 40 birds coming at me?
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought maybe they teamed up and were coming to get you?
I thought there was a tsunami coming or something. Like,
oh, wow.
Yeah. You spend enough time out there, you see weird things like that most people, don't know happen.
Yeah. Animals are so in tune with Mother Nature. They're almost like, it's almost like they're like working for Mother Nature or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Or like you could get clues from them,
Yeah, definitely. I learn a lot about us from watching them, and I think that's one of the great things about doing that kind of work is just being out there and having the opportunity to be away from all the other noise that's going on and just watch other things and have time to think. And I've been doing it for 17 years now, so like ever since I've been an adult.
And is it a lifestyle that you think you could that you would want to go away from, or do you start to like do you really just look forward to that time up there?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm away from my girlfriend, fiance, for those 5 months, which is why I go down and visit in the middle of that for 10 days. So it's really great to see her. And that's a cost, like it's definitely an alternative lifestyle. And a lot of couples, I don't think, could pull it off, long distance relationship. But we've been going nearly 6 years now, and it's really great.
I would love it, man. Can't see you for 4 months. Still love you though. But for me, it would be great. I mean, it would just be. I think it's almost something I'm gonna have in my life. I'm trying to think of something that I think about, like how quiet does it get? It must get extremely quiet, huh?
It gets so quiet that you can hear your own heartbeat like in your ears. Yeah, where there's no other sound, especially when there's no wind or anything. And you don't, being here, I'm in the belly of the beast here.
Especially LA.
Yeah, oh my God, flying in, everybody else seems to think it's fine, but I'm looking out there like, this is so wrong.
Now, when you say that, is it just like the amount of people, the amount of goings on in one space, like the lack of space? What?
Yeah, that just humans living so out of balance with nature, and just everything that's here, we depend on someone else somewhere else making and doing, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's good for us, really. Having watched animals for so long, you kind of realize we are just another animal. We are an ape. We're not special. We're not even domesticated. We're as wild as we ever were. We just have changed our habitat a lot, to suit us. But it comes at such a great cost that when you're outside of this stuff and have the peace and time to kind of get out of it, and then you come back to it, it's pretty shocking.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's like, if you're in a bad relationship and your buddy could come up and tell you why you should get out of it.
Yeah.
You can listen and it makes logical sense maybe, but you come up with excuses for why you're just not going to do it yet. And then years later when you do, you look back and you're like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah. That's what's going on?
Yeah, just because I had that chance to be outside of this human civilization kind of. And so you get a different perspective, I think. But I can't expect to make people understand that in the same way that when you're in a bad relationship, someone could explain something
you can't
perfectly.
See it.
Yeah.
It's hard to see something when you're in it.
Yeah. So it's nice to down in Costa Rica, I'm living in a tiny little village. It's 200 people, and there's no other gringos around except for a couple of families of Mennonites.
They're wild, huh?
They're baking over there. They got a little bakery, and they're pretty interesting. I got a Facebook message from someone I didn't know the other day saying the Mennonites want you to call them.
Gang, bro.
And I'm like, what do the Mennonites need me for?
Dude.
And it was a bird identification question. They saw a bird that wasn't in the book, and I'm like, yeah, it's a southern
Getting ready
lapwing.
for Thanksgiving over there with those minnows, man. Yeah. That's beautiful. And they're pretty self-sufficient, those cultures, aren't they? Mennonites and Amish.
In a way, yeah. The Mennonites are kind of weird where they use cell phones. They don't use the internet, but they'll use cell phones. They use motors. They're not like the Amish in that sense. They're really nice, but you feel a little weird around them because the women are covered, from head to toe. And I kissed an older Mennonite lady on the cheek by accident because that's a custom in Costa Rica when you say goodbye to someone.
Yeah.
And as I got closer, I kind of realized she doesn't want this to happen, but I'm in too deep.
Oh, yeah. That's most of it's a lot of Gianni and Nick's sexual history. Yeah. A lot of that going on in here.
But yeah, so being in these quiet places, that's great when people visit. I've got a lot of good buddies I grew up with who have come down to the place
just to hang out in Alaska. Oh, to Costa Rica.
Few have come up to Alaska, but I don't get that much time off up there. So my 7 months a year off is down in Costa Rica, and that's where people come visit and can kind of I think before they visit, they imagine me laying in a hammock on the beach drinking Imperial or something.
Yeah.
When they come down and see we're living in a really small rural agricultural village, we're growing coffee.
So you got to do a lot of stuff. There's a lot of action.
Yeah, that's kind of the best way we can be, is just doing work that's meaningful to you, to people around you. If you
I can imagine the exchange, the human exchange you get by helping others or being part of a small community.
Yeah. That's how we're evolved to be, you know, like we're supposed to be living in tribal groups of, you know, up to 100 or 150. And then we've gotten so far away from that I don't think we can see our way back.
But do you think there could be a correction that happens that brings us back? Like sometimes I feel like that's the thing that I wonder. Like, does Mother Nature finally be like, all right, enough of this Sims bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
We're about to tighten up the shit, you know?
I think it's unavoidable. It happens to every other species on Earth. Every other species population goes up and down and up and down.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like lynx and snowshoe hares, their populations kind of follow each other. As the hare population gets high, the lynx start producing more kittens, and then start eating all the hares and start dying off, and then the lynx have to die off. Everything else goes like that. And if you look at a graph of the human population since like 1700, we've just
Been climbing.
And we've done it by, you know, like advances in agriculture and medicine and everything, which some of them are great, but we can't keep going forever. Like,
yeah, like how sustainable is it?
It's not at all. So that's hard to watch happening, like, and that no one gives a shit.
Right.
You know, like I'm lucky the time I've had to be out in the wild and to get that perspective, but it makes it harder to be in the civilized world because no one else like knows what the hell I'm talking about.
Right.
You know?
Oh yeah, you start to look like an alien.
Yeah.
You start to seem like something it starts to seem like you're the odd man out.
Right, exactly.
Where when really it's kind of the other way. I mean, I think especially in America, we don't notice that there's more like rural living in a lot of other cultures. Like, we don't realize that like in the whole globe that there's tons of it going on.
Yeah, like when people are talking about how we're going to have smart cars driving everybody around here, the rest of the world has no idea that's even being discussed.
Right.
Except for in big cities, maybe. But like, it's not.
Yeah, it's funny. I go to Illinois like in the summer, and they have a small town up there, and they don't even get 4G. Like it's 3G is what you get on your phone. So it's like, if you want to watch a video, dude, you got to drive with your buddy, 19 minutes, and park outside the McDonald's to catch enough freaking phone heat. So it's like those people aren't even worried about, and it's more like an agricultural environment in that area.
Yeah. And
but they're not worried
else,
about it.
Everybody else looks down on them,
Yeah.
Like they produce the food we eat. They do all this stuff that we kind of tried to get away from having to do ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we look down on them. It's so wrong.
It is crazy. I mean, especially like a lot of like media and stuff these days.
Yeah.
I mean, even Alaska, I'm sure. I mean, CNN hates anything that's white, it seems like. So I'm surprised that I'm surprised they're not Alaska deniers. But but yeah, it is. I guess it's like, I mean, you have such an interesting insight into that because you get to see it's like you're almost living in two different realms.
Totally. Yeah. And just occasionally passing through this one and just being like, what the hell is going on?
Wow. Because your layovers are here on your way back to Costa Rica.
Basically, between these two kind of remote areas, I pass through places like this. And so I'm away for long enough where things have changed since I last came through, and I can see them. And most of them are alarming.
Wow.
Like the Uber drive over here is scarier than any bear encounter I've ever had.
I agree. That's a good call.
I mean, like, it's way more dangerous being on a highway here than being up there.
And now, so you must notice so many just like small, like, do you notice that you are alarmed at a personal level, or do you notice that you are alarmed at a level of like, tension in your body or things like that from being in the city, like on the Uber drive, for example?
Yeah, both for sure. Like I definitely feel way more in danger just because we're supposed to know everybody that we interact with. That's how our brains have been for hundreds of thousands of years.
Right.
So to be in a place where I've got a couple buddies I grew up with that I visit when I'm here, other than that, everybody's a stranger. And
yeah, it is kind of wild to think of how many strangers you run across and run past.
Yeah. So, and like people are great generally, but I think evolutionarily in the back of your mind, you're not at ease, or at least I'm not,
Yeah.
And I think, we're an ape, but we're obviously super adaptable. So most people have adapted to deal with that pretty fine. And yeah, not me.
Do you feel like we're definitely apes? You have no doubt about it?
No doubt, yeah. Anybody who thinks we're not just hasn't thought about it enough, I think.
But don't you think, man, you got to think, if we're an ape, like, I've never looked at an ape. Like, for example, I've never been to the zoo and been like, miss the old place, Like, nowhere in my body does that reflect. And I'm not saying, I think maybe we might be monkeys that God created, Like, I think maybe... I mean, do you think we're really an ape? Like, because
have you ever smelled your armpit like after a nice hike?
Yeah, a little bit when I was younger.
Yeah,
I mean, I get the hang of it now, kind of, but
yeah, I mean, like you watch how we behave in groups, and
very much like apes.
Exactly as apes. Like it's a miracle anytime we act above an ape. I think it's a miracle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't happen that often.
Oh, the more that I always try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and then I'll go around to different places, and then I'm like, damn, it's really hard to keep doing this.
Yeah.
People like we will constantly let each other down.
Yeah, it's terrible. But that's because there's so many of us so crowded in that we don't mean anything to each other. Like,
right. Yeah, that's a great statement.
Yeah.
Man. That's exactly what I feel like here all the time.
Yeah. So when you're in a small community where you're kind of interdependent, that's how we're programmed to function. Like in a group of apes, non-human apes or human apes, like everybody's supposed to have a role.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of does something that contributes to the group every day.
So in larger cities, you can have a lot of people that they may have a role, but it's not as prominent, or it's not as defined, or maybe they can't find their role. We're set up. You probably then create a lot of depression, I would bet.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not surprising to me at all how much depression there is and how people are so disconnected. It's totally logical.
Right. Because I like thinking about this. This is interesting. Yeah, because in cities, it's so funny. When I go home or I go someplace else, even when I go to other places in the U.S. even, I just feel the second I leave here, I feel so much more relaxed.
Yeah?
Yeah, man. I just feel better.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I don't know. I just don't feel like I feel like I have to fight so hard here to just be a person.
Yeah, you do.
And it's just taxing after a while.
It's real frenetic here. There's no quiet. There's no darkness at night. There's all the light pollution. Like it's so against how we spent so much time being. Just in this recent fraction of modern times is the only time we're like this.
Yeah. It's gotten so fast too.
Yeah.
What do you think are going to be some of the side effects of some of this that we're going to see? I mean, obviously we're seeing a lot of them now with like depression, people not feeling like they fit into the world, which makes sense. It's like, how could you feel like you fit in when there's so many people all clogged together and our genetics haven't really caught up to this new way of living?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's the thing is I have no answer for it. Even after all this time, it still boggles my mind, and I see no way out of it other than just each person trying to do good things where they can on a scale that they can see the results of, So like we always think of these problems as big global issues, but they're local issues, just piled on top of each other, and they're all results of individual people's decisions, So like,
I think that way all the time.
Yeah, you can't solve a big global issue. You can just see work that needs to be done, do it, and hope that you live to see the results or that your kids do or something. But even that, being an ape, we're not programmed to think that far.
Possibly being an ape.
Yeah, it's still up for debate.
I mean, it's just like, here's the thing, dude. I've never seen an ape and been like, oh yeah,
Really?
My buddy. Yeah,
really?
Fuck no, dude. Fuck no, I haven't.
You gotta go to the zoo again, man.
Bro, I've been over there, man. I've been over there. But I never seen an ape yet. Not once have I looked at an ape and been like, oh man, yeah. Wonder what the boys are up to. Fuck no, man. I'm not saying that it's not a possibility, but now what? But you're out in nature. You're out in like really you're out in the expanse of probably some of the most beautiful places you could probably see. Is that true, or is it just disgusting? Like, is it barren up there, and like, is it miserable?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah, like the mosquitoes in Alaska in the summertime. I don't know if you know, but it's insane.
Oh yeah.
Like you have to.
And that's not a racial slur. He's talking about the actual animal.
Yeah, you have to wear head nets and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's no humidity, right?
It's pretty dry, but with all the snow melt, that melts in the spring, and the mosquitoes have laid their eggs in those areas, and they kind of start hatching out. There's videos that have been shot up where I work where you will not believe the amount of mosquitoes. So,
you got to go to Jefferson Parish, dude, in Louisiana, bro. They have, I mean, we go toe to toe with you. They should have a contest, where we bring our mosquitoes in, you bring yours, and we watch them fight or something over there in Reno.
Then they hybridize. Yeah, look at that.
You have it. Wow. Oh my God. This looks like a big orgy or something.
It is, yeah. But
well, hold on a second, because there's two things I'm thinking. One, are mosquitoes like little bitty birds? I know they're insects, but are they similar to birds or not?
They fly, and some people say it's the Alaska state bird, some bumper stickers with that on it. So that's evidence, right?
But as far as like genetically and like, are they similar?
Not really. No.
Okay. Kind of buzzkill a little.
Yeah,
no pun intended.
Yeah. Wow, Nick, fucking spicy there today. No pun intended on the buzzkill, man. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
And I repeated it because some of our listeners still didn't get it. That's the only reason. And I don't think if I fully got it.
Yeah. But that's a fair point. Like, there's great beauty up there. It's magnificent landscape.
But wouldn't that beauty make you think like, okay, there's a higher power. There's something creating. There's something bigger going on. There's something creating all this.
Yeah, I don't know. I just with that question, I always just end up saying I don't know, and I don't know if it even matters. Like, here we are.
Right. It's a good point. Yeah, like basing your whole existence on that seems kind of intense.
Yeah, I'm thinking that which one of the many thousands of answers is the right one. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. But when you're in some of those spaces and it's so natural and it's so quiet and you have the ability to even hear your own heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, it must be like almost like a really intense meditation that goes on at like a core level or at like a level of even your cells that you can't even really fathom, probably a level of like peacefulness and stuff.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel like what insight do you get is there like something bigger going on here, or do you feel like a part of something bigger, or do you just feel like really small? Does it?
You definitely feel more part of the big picture, but you also feel small because you are a tiny part of a giant picture,
right?
So
because especially if you're studying nature and stuff like that, you're really, you're right there on the food chain. You're basically,
And I've been charged by bears.
You're polishing the food chain, really.
Yeah, I've been charged by bears, muskox. I had the incident with a swan.
Now, what do you when you say you had an incident with a swan? I've had a couple. I had some fucking shit go off in Oregon one time, but I was trying to jog, and dude, when some of those animals group up, they get real violent.
They do, yeah.
It's like Antifa almost or something.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely find strength in numbers.
And you really went toe to toe with the swan up there?
I went hand to neck with a swan.
You killed it?
Yeah, I choked it out. Yeah.
Damn, boy. That's what I'm saying, dude. Poirier over Khabib, bro. That's where I'm going with right there.
It nearly got the best of me, though.
Did it really?
They're like this tall. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the wings are probably more than 6 feet across.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Jesus.
Yeah.
So, and what do they do? How do they come in? Like, what's their attack?
They're mostly body work.
Is it really? Yeah. Bro, how is that not a fucking sport? There have been so many, dude. I remember they used to have this group, and I use this term, I don't know, loosely or however I use it, but they used to have a group that would come through our college in town called, it was fag fist fights, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was gay men that would fist fight each other in a boxing ring, and you'd pay for it at the bar. You pay $6 or something, and you got a beer, and you got to watch these guys go at it. And but I would pay anything to watch, a biologist and a 4.5 foot swan.
Figuring things out.
Go toe to toe, dude. Yeah. A lot of, do they strike at you? What do? They nip at you with the beak?
Yeah, I got it by the neck right away, so it couldn't get me with the beak, but it was hissing at me.
Nick wants to bet on this. Nick loves to bet on fights.
And the fact that it went to the body first, that's always the best strategy.
Yeah, I was taken aback. But so I had it by the neck, and it was beating me with its wings, and it's kind of disorienting.
That's a good term, disorienting. So does it feel like painful, or does it feel like scary?
Kind of scary, just because I thought, I had shot it once, and that was the last bullet we had.
Where'd you shoot it? You just shoot it point blank, or how'd you shoot it?
No, it was in the back.
Jesus Christ, dude! Like the Coward of Jesse James. Have you seen that movie? Man, sorry to call you out, dude, but damn.
I know, but dude, we had no more food, and we had another week to go out there. So what are you gonna do?
Look, man, I feel you. What is it? Oh, the assassination of Jeffy James
by the coward Robert Ford.
Yeah, I know. I'm not proud. Not proud.
You shot him in the back.
It was trying to get away, but
so your food was that vital at that point?
Yeah, I mean, we had this pilot was supposed to fly over, drop off 2 dry bags full of food, and he was supposed to get 100 feet off the water, but because of the weather, he was 500 feet up. So these dry bags hit the water, exploded.
Denzel Washington, right there. Yeah. I've seen that.
So all we could salvage, we ran out into the river and were trying to grab what we could, but it was going away pretty quickly. We got a small bottle of whiskey that the pilot had included for us just to be nice.
Wow.
And a couple fruit cups, I think.
And so that's your rations for what, the next week?
It would have been, yeah, a week and a half, I think.
So now you're like, damn.
Yeah, we were in trouble. So and we were, probably a couple 100 miles outside of Fairbanks, I think. So there's no getting out of there, and we're up a tiny little river where you have to float all the way down to get to a place where a float plane can come get you. And we just had to start hunting grouse and geese and ducks and whatever there was, but we weren't planning on hunting. We have guns for bear protection, so we didn't have that many bullets,
Yeah. So you had to, did you guys miss a couple times, or you?
No, we're pretty good.
And is it a pistol you walking right up on them and shooting them in the back, or is it you
no,
shooting
it was
from far
a
away?
shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, and we were
kind of makes me sad a little.
Yeah.
Some grouse out there chilling, dude, maybe having a cigarette or just relaxing.
Yeah, looking at the foliage.
Yeah, thinking about owning land one day, and you fucking just come up and blow them in the back.
They're grouse aren't that smart. Like, I've hunted them before, and they'll get into a tree, and they don't realize that they don't blend in with the tree. They blended in when they were on the ground, but then they're in a tree, and you can
pretending
see
like they're blending.
They think they still blend in, and they're like, "I see you." Yeah.
That's the story of my life. I feel like
they think they're all slick looking at you. Yeah.
Now, what about the fox, man? We had a fox in school when I was young, and somebody stole it, right? And I knew it was going to happen. But what about the fox? Are they out there still?
Yeah, there's red foxes up there, the occasional Arctic fox.
Wow, that's good to hear, man.
They're cool to see. You watch them hunting voles through the snow in the spring, and they're walking along on top of the snow, and then they'll cock their head and kind of triangulate the sound. They're hearing the vole moving under the snow. Then they pop up into the air and dive into the snow, and probably 6 times out of 10, they come up with the vole.
It's like Iwo Jima, dude. Have you guys seen that D-Day or whatever? That's insane, man. Is that one of the most unique hunting techniques that you see out there?
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, that's one of the few species I've actually got to see hunting. Even all this time up there, I've seen wolves chasing a caribou once.
Wow, look at that fox. And they're good jumpers, huh?
Yeah.
People don't realize that. They're like the Greg Louganis of like the animal kingdom. Look at that. So they hear the rodent under the snow.
Yeah.
And then they get that lift and just hit them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. They triangulate the location, and then I don't know how, but
they do that math in their head, huh?
Yeah. Little light trigonometry.
Wow. It's pretty wild. Now, what are some of the larger animals that you'll see up there in the area that you're in?
Grizzly bears, the occasional moose, muskox, caribou. Those are the big ones.
Which one are the most friendly, do you find, to humans? Or even maybe overall, can animals do? Some of them can seem friendly, like a dog can seem real friendly.
Yeah.
You know? Are any of those larger animals you see up there friendly?
Caribou aren't unfriendly. You can trick them to come closer to you by putting your arms up, and it kind of looks like a pair of antlers. And either their eyesight's not that good or they're not that bright, but they'll start walking towards you, wondering if they're gonna fight you or try to copulate. Or
Oh yeah, it's like a drunk uncle almost. I feel like that's what it seems like a little. You know.
Yeah.
So caribou you can kind of get near.
Yeah, muskox you can get near. They're pretty. They don't know what's going on. They're just eating vegetation and staying put. Pretty much, they don't move a lot.
Do you get a sense of an ice? Like, do you get a sense of like what the ice age was like and stuff when you're up there? Like, do you start to get like a sense of like, wow, what people have gone through over history and stuff like that? Like,
yeah, you'll find not only fossils from 300 million years ago of coral and stuff when it used to be under the ocean up there. Yeah. But then you'll also very rarely find artifacts from native folks from 10,000 years ago or whatever. I found a little spearhead sitting on top of this little knoll. I went up there because it looked like a good viewpoint, and I'm sitting there looking for animals and stuff, and then I see sitting next to me this spear point. So someone else thought it was a good viewpoint also 10,000 years ago. No one else went up there since.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's amazing knowing that
it's so human. Something like that is very human.
Yeah.
I bet it, I would feel so like, wow, like I'm a part of something very long.
Yeah. And then you go back to the station and eat ravioli or something. And you lose a connection.
Like, man, I'm a part, yeah. You cut that microwave on and it really kind of shuts down those inner beacons, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like, it's hard to not be stuck sometimes, though, in this society that we're in, though.
That's the thing.
Do you blame humans? Do you blame businesses? Is there any blame? Is it just where we are kind of like, and this isn't everyone, obviously, this is more cities than rural areas.
Yeah. I think it's the natural tendency for most animals to try to make their situation easier, not necessarily better, or maybe in a certain definition, but easier. Like, if a dog gets unlimited food, might just eat themselves into obesity, right?
Yeah.
And it's not good for them, but they might, if they could articulate their thoughts, they might be like, well, there's all this food, it'd be good if I ate it, maybe there won't be later. So I think every little incremental change along the way has seemed like a benefit to us, and it has been in a sense, but there are always unforeseen effects that come off of it that you can't predict. And by the time they're really prevalent, you're already too far used to the thing that you can't really think about going back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, if you get used to like doing Halloween and they tell you no.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, you're going to be fucking, you're still going to be, you'll lay on the porch forever, just expecting candy.
Yeah. So that's the hardest thing is like,
I can totally see that, and it's really interesting because then even as humans we have the addictive personality.
Yeah, totally.
We have the easy ability to, like that sugar lizard that just gets with just grasp the easiest first thing.
Yeah.
It's like you really have to fight that instinct these days in order to get to a more natural state of yourself.
Yeah. And most people aren't interested in that at all. Like, would never spend 5 minutes even thinking about it.
Right. Isn't that baffling sometimes?
It is, yeah.
Because I think a lot of times that we're all on this struggle where we're trying our best, We know that some of the stuff you're saying, we get it, we can feel it, we know that I'm taking these easy way outs here and there, and I know it's not benefiting me at like a level inside of me. But then you see some people and you're like, oh, they don't stand a chance. Like, not this, maybe their next generation or two might, but whoever this person is, I've seen some people wandering around a gas station sometime like, oh, this dude, he'll stay in here forever, dude.
He's going to eat one of those hot dogs.
Yeah, bro. He's going to eat 100 of them. This dude will be in here forever.
Yeah.
This dude will lay on the grill after a while.
Thinking it's a tanning booth.
Oh, he's going to change his name to Frank. Yeah, it just never end, bro. This dude will feed himself to his own family. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, you meet people that are like, and it's not their fault really. It's just maybe where they are genetically.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're...
Or it's the culture where if everybody's doing this one thing, it's so hard to go against the grain. And that's the biggest part of the trouble is that the way I talk about things, a lot of people say, like, what do you want to go back to the 1700s? No, like, there were good things we gave up along the way that we shouldn't have given up. Like, the great things we've come up with in medicine.
Yeah, like witchcraft, I think, bro.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Probably better.
Yeah, sorry. I don't know why I keep looking at these guys. They're not laughing at any of my jokes either. I'm joking. You're doing a good job. Gianni's not. Yeah, it's true. We've created a real totalitarian environment here that we're not very proud of sometimes. But so isn't it crazy to think then that like it's like survival of what will be the fittest then moving forward? Is it people that are able to realize that the first, like, not to give in to all the comforts, that are able to have some awareness?
Yeah.
Or what is the next survival of the fittest? Because survival of the fittest used to be, it was the strongest.
Yep.
Right? And it was often sometimes the craftiest too.
Yeah, definitely.
But you had to also, like, you had to align yourself with somebody that was strength because you would need that support. But now I'm wondering what it's becoming in our society, in America anyway.
Yeah. I feel like we're adapted to get the next generation going, but not really anything beyond that, which logically we shouldn't be programmed to think that far into the future, because every other animal just tries to get the next generation out and then they've done their part, you know. Forget what the hell where I was going with that.
That's fine. Happens to me in the middle of every sentence, dude. Imagine running into a room to tell people something and then forgetting what it was. Yeah.
Just looking excited.
Well, that's how I feel every single sentence. It's like, dang, dude, this is going to be good. And then you're just standing there with a murder weapon in your hand. You're like, fuck, man, I need a preposition. You know? Gets a little alarming. What do you guys got over here? Nick, Gianni, what's going on?
When you're up in Alaska away from people that long, and then you come back, do you find it hard to communicate with people?
A little bit, yeah. I think because I work alone most of the time up there, and I have my thoughts, you know, on tumble dry up top. It can be weird trying to articulate these kind of ideas, I guess. But
Do people seem stupid?
That's a good question. Yeah, do people seem stupid when you come back to us? Like when you come back to, like, you know?
No, like, it's not stupid at all, because you guys are well adapted to your situation here, you know? Like, maybe not long-term as a species, but everybody's just kind of doing what they got to do, you know?
And LA is a short-term environment. I feel like it screams that.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
People are here passing through to get enough to get to the next whatever they would rather be doing, or an environment that would be more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's really for the entire world, this is almost just like an airport, it feels like.
It is, yeah.
You know, it even never ends. It feels like we're still in just like a very far terminal of the airport right here. Or a podcast. And even when I'm at my apartment, it feels like that. I'm like, man, I just never leave the airport.
Yeah.
You know, it just never ends here.
What is amazing about LA is how quickly you can get way away from here. Like the hike I went on yesterday with my buddy up in the San Gabriel Mountains, I guess.
Was it Eagle Rock or something?
It was Dawson Saddle up to Thoup Peak, I think.
Damn.
Which is up at like 9,000 feet. It's gorgeous up there. We maybe passed 10 people on the trail in 4 or 5 hours. And
to you, that was busy.
It was, yeah. It's like, this place is...
This is bumper to bumper. Yeah.
But you can get up to that peak and look. You can have a 360 view of everything way out to, I don't know if it's Palmdale, where it's just flat desert out that way.
I've been to Eagle Rock or something out there before.
Mm-hmm. It was about an hour and 40-minute drive to get out there. Mm-hmm. But it was gorgeous.
Was there a chairlift that if you wanted to, like it was around there in that area?
We passed some chairlifts, yeah.
I think I've been up that hike before. It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Man.
And you can see LA and downtown in the distance in the smog, and it's just like all of that is happening down there. I know. And nobody's up here.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah, some cool birds, some dirty bird species up there. Pygmy nuthatch.
Really?
Bush tit.
Oh, dude. I'll show you some fucking bush tits right over here off the 101. You know?
Williamson sapsucker.
Nick's seen some. Definitely not on the work computers, though. That's the rules we have going on around here, bro. Yeah.
National Geographic for that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember jerking off back in the day to National Geographic, you know? Just a dark tit near a fire. You know, it's no wonder I ended up like I did. That's a beautiful bird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think like, do you get a sense when you're up there by other animals that they know that you're a human? Do they know, like, do they think that you're like an anomaly or like a abnormality? Do you think like
it is kind of weird because they're not evolved to know what we are. I guess, native people have been there for 10,000 years. So maybe that's enough for some of them. Most of them run away. Like they seem to understand that whatever you are, it's probably not good.
Yeah.
But I've had birds land on my head, like.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So there's some animals that seem to see you as like something to land on, I guess.
Do you find that animals are still like curious about it? Like, do you find that they're curious a little bit? Like, what are animals like, kind of?
They're mostly just minding their own business and trying not to get eaten by something. Like you ever watch a bird eating, they're just looking up every 2 seconds. Like they'll take a bite and then look up, and they just can't relax.
Yeah.
So I feel bad for them. And then the migration, like they migrate using the celestial sky. So they orient themselves to the stars and migrate that way.
Really?
Yeah.
So they operate totally, their migration patterns, they base those after looking at the stars and seeing what's going on?
They know where the North Star is, and they orient based on that. So they have these kind of like tracks in their genetics, basically. Some of them have it in there, and some of them learn it. But it's sad because like all these cities and all this light pollution totally disorients them. So,
yeah, you got a couple of sparrows jerking off outside of Detroit for no reason.
Yeah, they got to move it along. But
no, I could totally imagine that. Yeah, like how we're damaging, like how we're like we don't even realize the effects that we're having.
Not at all. Yeah, because most people never would have a reason to stop and think about it. Like the Twin Tower Memorial in New York, they have these 2 pillars of light that they put up around that time, I think in late September. And that's right during bird migration. Oh. And there's videos of literally hundreds and thousands of birds flying around and around and around and falling to their death. And if they see a certain number of birds up there in the lights, they'll shut them off for a half an hour. But just that alone is killing probably thousands of birds a year. So that's the kind of...
That's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. Like we're doing something that we feel like, humans are doing something that we feel like is honoring, others, that it's, it's out of love and, support.
Yeah.
And then even in that space, we're killing thousands of fucking birds every year.
Just a pile on the ground.
We're just trying to get to Florida,
Some guy's shoveling him into the ditch in the morning.
Oh, sure.
But that's the thing, there's always unforeseen...
Such an example,
always unforeseen costs, and I think anytime you can ask yourself, what is the cost of what I'm doing or what I'm participating in, you find you go further down the line and you realize things that you never would have figured out from the get-go and that nobody really talks about.
It's interesting. We try and think about that even sometimes just here with podcasts, like try not to sell like bad products to people or like...
That's great.
We're trying like... I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, I mean, I think we try to affect the things that are close to us. But yeah, it's interesting. It's like it's so weird. It's like you grow up, or I grew up anyway, I guess. Like you end up working in a business or in society, and it's kind of built where it's like you want to, achieve things or achieve your goals. And with those, it's almost like you don't even realize the side effects that are going on, or even the chain that we're a part of.
Yeah,
like the whole system we're a part of isn't even. It's not working like very like copacetically with nature all the time.
Right, because we don't have to see the effects of anything we do now. Like everything happens somewhere else. Somebody else is doing everything to produce the things that we use and depend on. So back when we were in hunter-gatherer groups, we saw the effects of everything you did. Like,
right in front of you.
Yeah, you couldn't eat everything there was because then there was nothing left.
Right.
Here we just kind of pretend that there's an endless supply of everything, and we create so much destruction with people like...
Jesus Christ.
And nature.
Johnny. Sorry. But no, it's sad. I mean, it's almost... Does it get sad a little bit?
It's totally sad, and that's one of the hardest things is like feeling so at odds with the rest of how most of society works, and kind of feeling like it really shouldn't be like this, but you got to play the game a little bit. But
right, you have to play. Yeah, you have to play the game some. You have to
Yeah.
meet people where they are. You
Yeah.
have to, like, do you look at society as like? Is it hard not to look at society as like, oh, well, they're bad people? These people that we are bad?
it's hard to not think that, and that would just be an emotional, frustrated reaction, you know?
Yeah.
But I know everybody is in the situation they're in, and if I was in a different situation, I would have, you know, less freedom to make choices too.
Yeah.
And less time to think about it. So, but that's why, like, where we live down south, that small village where everybody knows everybody and you kind of help your neighbors out, you trade bananas and oranges and stuff.
Yeah, teamwork.
Yeah. We grow coffee and we drink our own coffee. You know, it's nice to just, when you can do something for yourself, do it, because it hits this kind of instinctual feeling we have where that was a part of our genetics, you know, to be.
Yeah, yeah. Do you feel like we're far from that if we really tapped into it? I don't know if we are.
If we are already too far beyond that, or
Right, like have we already become too much of, like, you know, zombies, you know?
I think so. Like, I think every other species gets knocked back down by starvation, predation, or disease, right? Every single other thing. And we keep pushing those things off, but we can't do it forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm ready for it, man. I'm
Yeah.
ready for it, yeah. Like, if I die in, like, a big, you know, thing that's crazy, it's like a, you know, a war for food or something, at least it's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good couple hours of television, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be.
somebody will be filming it.
Yeah, somebody will be filming it. And even if they're not, what an exciting, like, sometimes I think about that. Like, imagine being in, like, a real shootout or a real, like, you know, like you see Leonardo DiCaprio fight that bear in The Remnants or whatever.
Yeah. That was very realistic, by
Yeah.
the way. Yeah.
And it's like, how great. Like, even, it's almost like just to feel that alive for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was talking the other day to this UFC fighter, and he was telling me, like, I'd seen a picture of him. He'd lost a fight, or he'd come in second. And I was like, man, but you still look like you had, like, gone through something. And he's like, man, it's crazy. He's like, every fight you go through, it's like you come out, even if you don't get the outcome you want. He's like, you come out the other side, you have new revelations about yourself, like at a level that you didn't even really know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that kind of stuff just, man, it's so enviable than, like, sometimes just beating this drum out here. Not that our lives are bad or anything. Obviously, you know, like, you know, it's comfortable for sure.
Yeah.
But I often wonder if I'm very much rewarded at, like, a level inside of me that is almost like a light that's getting dimmer and dimmer over time because we just keep throwing these, like, blankets on it, you know?
Yeah. I think you do good things, you know, for the single moms and stuff like that's.
Oh,
You've definitely had an eye for seeing things that you can do that are good and do them.
right.
So
Well, that's nice of you to say that, man. You know, and I'm lucky I got, you know, Nick and Johnny, everybody's super, you know, we all kind of, you know, Nick and I have similar backgrounds and some of that. And yeah, but I think even just hearing you say that, like, you know, touch the things that we can that are close to us. Because I do notice that I don't like about myself when I start saying, oh, we all need to be like this. It's like that's when we get preachy and then we just get disconnected.
Yeah,
It's so disconnecting. It's like, yeah, if we're gonna solve, people always point at the government. Like, the government's just us.
yeah, there are people that we chose.
Yeah. And they're just humans. Like, if something's gonna be different, we have to make it. We have to do it.
Yeah, it reflects what we said we wanted, basically.
Yeah.
So the problem is always down at the individual level.
Yeah. But it's kind of nice. It falls back on us in the end. Like,
totally.
If all these cities burn, or if there's an electric outage and we're never able to get it back up or something, you know, like, immediately, you really quickly are going to be, your brain is going to be asking yourself, well, who am I? Like, it's going to be a quick turn.
Yeah.
Who are you? You
and
know?
what can you do?
And what can you
'Cause,
do?
Yeah, you can't do anything that's necessary.
I'm going to Joe Rogan's, bro. Hopefully, dude. That's where I'll be, bro. I'll be back there to skin and bison for him. That's it, bro.
Yeah. If something does go down, like the power,
Yeah.
you're right. Can you imagine how quickly it would be complete chaos?
Yeah,
Like,
in an hour.
nobody knows how to grow anything. Nobody knows how to fix anything. The water suddenly doesn't come to your apartment. nobody knows how to live like that.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be good. And I'm not going to survive it either. Like, I can grow some things, but not enough to...
But dude, you could fucking, bro, let's be honest, dude, you could rear naked choke a swan.
Yeah, if I can find one. Yeah.
You can have fucking twice the chance we are. Me and Nick are eating Gianni. So he's built pretty well, dude. You can see his ass in the movie Ma if you ever want to see that movie. It's a pretty decent movie, but
yeah.
But yeah, dude, for no reason in the middle of the movie they make Gianni get naked.
I actually have a question. So I feel like a lot of people all the time are like, oh, well, where do I start? There's so much, like, I feel like I'm so behind. Like, what's something that someone could start doing, like, every day? Like, somebody could do something where they could further themselves to help the environment instead of just destroying it.
I think the Amish, like, you wouldn't want to live like the Amish, right?
I don't know, dude. I like not having a lot of choices, bro.
Yeah.
I like limited choices, dude.
That's a great point. Yeah, humans do best when their choices are limited, I think.
That's great to hear, actually.
And if you have every new technology that comes out, the Amish ask themselves, what is this going to do to our community? And they usually come to a conclusion that they shouldn't accept this new technology.
Wow.
And we should do a lot more of that on the individual level, but I realize how hard it is. Like, I kept off from getting a smartphone for a bunch of years, longer than most people, but then I got one and I spent too much time on it, and we're so easily falling into those holes, you know. So but people need to spend time outside. Like, people need to get away from light pollution and noise pollution and just get to a quiet place and sit there and think a little bit, you know. Like, so many of our politicians and stuff who are making big decisions that affect everybody, most of them have never been to a wilderness area. Like, they don't even know what it is to be a human animal. They just know, like, what it is to be living in modern society and think that that's how everything has to be, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so funny even hearing, like, it's making me think, like, we think that so much, like, even just being in LA for a while, you start to think that everybody's similar to you, that everybody's like you.
Yeah. Which probably makes you have some desire to be different, which makes a lot of people act freakishly, probably.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Maybe not.
Maybe. I mean, you might be right. I couldn't, I was listening to you, but I couldn't process what you were saying.
Okay.
And that's probably it's, you know, sometimes it's fucking, you know, sometimes I go offline, man, and that's it. There's nothing I can do, dude. Sometimes I'm looking at stuff, I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know?
But you can also, like...
But, you know, here's what I was thinking. But it's not our fault as humans. It's like, we're just humans. Like, if you're just born into an environment, like, it's nobody's fault.
Right, yeah, exactly. So...
It's just like, I guess, what type of life do we want to know? Or what type of, what type of life do we want to live? What do we want to know? You know, what do we want to see is like the capabilities in ourselves. Yeah. Some cultures especially are very happy with just like comfort and, you know, and then I think there's some people, or not cultures, but some people, they just want more. They want something different.
Yeah. When things are available, it's hard to deny yourself taking them, you know? And so...
Oh, yeah, that's the British, dude. You know?
Yeah.
So we get blamed for slavery, but they really did it. Yeah. But yeah, it's so true. Yeah. It's like when things... And it's like, I wonder if that's just the story of humans, how we're supposed to be. It's like...
Probably, yeah. I'm
it's like
open
a fallacy,
to that too.
You know? It's just like...
It's natural.
Right.
What we're doing is natural.
And even a bird, you set a nice little thing of bread over to, you know... 2 branches from a bird, that guy's gonna fucking be over there.
Yeah, yeah.
So once birds get these little, you know, they get a smart beak for fucking rap.
A coyote ate my fiance's sandals the other day, and I was kind of surprised.
Sexy kind of little. Yeah.
I was kind of surprised that a coyote had the spare time to be doing that kind of stuff. Like, shouldn't they be out finding something to eat?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's hitting everybody.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's creature comforts, man. You're going to see a coyote in sandals a couple months from now.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So when do you go back? When do you go back into the Great White North? Man, you're so far up there.
Yeah.
You're so far up there.
Yeah.
You're close to Asia.
Yeah.
People don't even realize if we get to the north of Alaska,
Yep.
you're pretty much practically Japanese.
A little bit, yeah. I've been to one of the Alaskan islands where you can see Russia. It's like 35 miles away, and you just see this icy cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And the native folks said that they used to go back and forth because the Siberian Yupik speak the same language as the ones on the Alaska side. They used to trade ladies back and forth and stuff, and now they can't anymore. And yeah, so it's a crazy environment. It's mostly treeless up that far north. It's north of the tree line, so you can see really great distances. And yeah, it's incredible. It comes alive in June. All the little plants start growing a little bit and flowering. The birds are all breeding. Bears are fattening up. And then by late August, it starts snowing again and everything dies. And then September, it starts getting covered in snow again.
So it's really life cycle. You see a real life cycle almost, I bet,
very
with that.
condensed into a short period of time.
Wow.
And yeah, so once the migratory birds take off, then I basically follow them down to Costa Rica and get there and see them passing through. So it's kind of a migratory lifestyle.
You ever seen one of the same birds?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen one up there and then seen the same individual down there, but I have seen birds return that have gone on migration and come back to the same exact places. So, because I've done bird research in Costa Rica, and you band them, you put little colored leg bands on.
I've seen it on the internet. They put a little sock or something.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we studied golden wing warblers, and they winter in Central America and breed up in northern U.S. and Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So they fly all the way there, navigating by the stars, and then pass the breeding season, don't get eaten by anything, reproduce, and fly all the way back to the same patches of forest. And it's a little 9-gram bird.
Do you think it's just like coming home? It's just like humans? Do you think it's some of that same type of thing? Like you want to go home sometimes, or is it just more of like a natural thing? They just they have to go right back to the same spot. Like, is there a reason for it?
They have territories, so they'll come back to the same spot and defend a territory, even on the wintering grounds. Some of them pretty aggressively. And
do they have gay birds too, or not? Be honest with me.
Yeah, I mean, ducks especially are.
Oh yeah, in the park all the time.
Yeah,
bro.
and penguins.
You know?
Penguins are terrible.
I would be. If I was a penguin, I would be. You're out there, dude. It's a tough life, dude.
You show up to shore and there's 2 million of them.
Yeah. Dude, you'll plan it. You'll plan a route on anybody that's freaking willing at that point.
Got a pulse or not? Yeah. Yeah, I worked in Antarctica as well, so I've done.
And that's the North Pole, really.
The Antarctic.
The South Pole.
Yeah. Yeah, I worked on a sail ship, a 100-year-old Dutch tall ship that took people down to the Antarctic Peninsula from Argentina and back. And once we did a trip all the way over to South Africa from South America via Antarctica. Visited Tristan da Cunha, which is the most remote inhabited island in the whole world.
Wow.
It's like 400 inbred people living on this volcano in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
400 people, only 6 last names.
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And what do they seem like at a certain point? Do they seem really like in tune with what's going on, or are they just like 5-armed and just, hoping for the best?
It's pretty weird. They weren't even on a monetary system until 1960. So they were just bartering and stuff, and every family has like a couple of sheep and a cow and a certain size piece of land on the side of this volcano.
Wow.
They were nice people, but you could tell that after being there a couple of days, they're kind of ready for you to get out of there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because you kind of You upset the flow a little bit?
Yeah, just because, like we were talking about, you're supposed to know everybody in your immediate sphere, and then you have this ship sailing up and a bunch of scruffy people from Holland and stuff coming up and taking pictures of everything. I don't know. It's probably a little off-putting.
Yeah, I could imagine. I'd like to go over there, and we could do a group trip. Do a work trip.
Yeah. You have to sail there or take a boat there. There's no other way to get there because it's too far for any.
And when you pull up, what are these people doing? I mean, they're all. I mean, like you said, it's very tribal, huh?
It's not really tribal. They're
all one group.
Yeah, but it's not native people. That's the weird thing. They're all descended from sealers and whalers who shipwrecked there. So there's Italian descent, English descent. They have this kind of weird British accent. It's really weird. And it's
Some chicks or not, be honest.
I didn't see anybody
didn't?
like that. Yeah.
Dang. My last question for you, or this is my last thing I want to think about, that everybody, it's obviously a big topic, always global warming, like, what are your thoughts, man? Do you feel like we are ruining things? Do you feel like that it's just the flow of things, that, that there's a cycle? Like, what's some of your vibe from being up there on some of the front lines of just seeing what's happening?
Yeah, where I work, there's a lot of people studying climate change, and it's very clear that it's happening. And of course, it's because of us, like, at least to a certain extent. Like, the amount of people on the earth burning things and using up resources, like, there's no way that wouldn't affect things. So, but to me, that's kind of like, it's a big concern, but even if we fixed that, we'd still not be really getting anywhere as far as I'm concerned.
And do you see, like, a lot of the people that are up there doing research and that kind of stuff, do you trust all the research that they're doing? Like, sometimes it just seems like, people these days especially, you can create any belief you want. And I'm not denying climate or anything like that. I'm saying, like, but, people can create anything they want. Everybody has the technology to create any story that they want to.
Yeah.
Do you see some of that? Like, some of it seems like kind of motivated, like in like negative ways, or do you feel like it's honest, just research, like people want to know what's going on?
I think the research is pretty honest, trying to document what's going on, but you definitely see people studying things that they know they'll be able to get funding for. So that
right.
Affects,
so you have to, you almost have to plan ahead because you want to get the funding.
Yeah.
Because even if your idea is too obtuse sometimes, though it could be more helpful.
Yeah.
A government agency or something, they're not going to give the funding for that.
Exactly.
It's going to sound crazy to them.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's a great place, and there's up to 150 people there during the peak of the summer. There's only about 3 people there during the winter most of the time. Just 3 people losing it.
Dang. And a little bit of murder every now and then, or what's
No,
up?
there's never been any real. That's the thing, is like, I don't know. We look back at hunter-gatherer people or small groups of people and think that it was all violence all the time. It really wasn't. Like, it was occasional skirmishes with neighboring groups and stuff, but like, it wasn't that bad. There was high infant mortality, but if you made it through that, you generally lived a pretty normal lifespan.
Yeah, babies die, especially if you got an open fire going on, dude.
I know, yeah.
Babies are risky,
And they would let them crawl into it.
Crazy, just to see what the gods wanted.
Yeah, or just to let the strong survive.
That's crazy.
It's just different.
It's like it's like one of those Tony Robbins things.
It's just different value systems, that we can't imagine taking part in, but if we were born there, we'd think it's totally normal.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what's sad? I almost feel like a little bit, not embarrassed, I guess, talking to you a little bit, but like I almost feel a little ashamed of our own existence a little bit. Not from you as a person, but just like thinking about that, because you never think about it. You know? Like you never really... I don't know, or I don't anyway. A lot of people might, and I wish I did more. And I think you actually reached out to me originally saying, hey, man, you should go on some hikes. You should... I think that's how we kind of crossed paths. Is that right?
Yeah, I called in with the Swan call.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Because then I know we've communicated every email. You sent me some very beautiful pictures, and we're going to put some of those up throughout the episode. And like just kind of filling me in, like every now and then I'll get an email just letting me know what's going on.
Pot full of iguana meat.
With some crazy birds, I'm like, okay. And I'll tell somebody next to me and they don't give a fuck, bro.
Right, yeah.
They do not care.
But, you shouldn't feel embarrassed or anything. Like, I know
I guess I feel ashamed a little bit as a human. There's a little bit of that starts up.
Yeah, well, that's good. I think we should all have a little bit of that, because we, at the expense, or what we demand for our like standard of living, creates a lot of destruction. So we should be ashamed of it. We should be aware. We should do some work to become aware of our effects on the world, because just to be a good neighbor to other things,
Yeah.
that would be nice. But I know it sounds preachy, and I know that most people are just getting up and having to work and don't have the time to think about that stuff. But
it sounds hopeful though. Also, I think in a little bit. I don't think it sounds preachy. I don't think you sound preachy at all. I think it sounds like studied and hopeful. You know,
I'm not hopeful.
Right.
At all.
Maybe I want you to be.
Yeah, I wish, man.
Yeah. Damn, bro.
Just when you fly into LAX, man, like, you look down at that.
I'm not asking you to have hope around here. Okay. But no, it's like, especially here, like, everybody people here look down. They have no empathy for like people in other parts of like, especially America, smaller towns where people are like, what do they do? All they're doing is like trying to have a good life, be loving more to their neighbor. Yeah. And not get overwhelmed with things that don't kind of make their spirit feel good.
Yeah.
They're more into, you have more people that can hunt, more people that can grow. Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, that kind of stuff makes me furious.
Yeah. It's hard when there's some parts of rural living that aren't good, like there's the massive opioid addiction issues, but I think that stems from them being dismissed by everybody else and industries like coal coming in and taking all the money away and leaving people sick and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising at all.
Yeah, it's not surprising at all when people feel like left out.
Yeah. And it's happening in the village in Costa Rica too, where everybody's being raised to think if you get out of this village, you're a success. If you get a college degree, it doesn't matter what you end up doing, or if you never see your family again, that's a success. And we kind of did that in this country too.
Yeah.
And people are separated from their families, and it's happening down there. And it's kind of like
I think some of that could change, though.
Yeah.
I think some of that could really start to change.
I hope so.
I believe that because I think people are starting to realize that there's such a with not certain parts of America, like LA used to control like what would happen in Hollywood and in the media and that sort of thing, and it's going away now. So I think a lot of people who are dreamers or who want to be creators, I think a lot of these people are hopefully going to start to want to build up the places that they're from or the places that they live, because there's such a bottleneck here. Yeah. There's such a bottleneck in certain places that a lot of the best creativity never gets to be seen.
Yeah.
Even though if it were spread out a little bit more, it would really flourish. You know?
Did you have any people believing really wild things where you grew up, like rural superstitions or anything? Yeah. We have a woman we're friends with down in the village who...
Where, down in Costa Rica?
Yeah. So 40 years ago when she was pregnant, they had an outhouse out in the backyard, and she had to go to the bathroom at night. And she didn't feel she didn't feel like walking all the way to the outhouse, so she just went behind the house.
Oh, yeah, men. Yeah, that's men. Yeah.
When she looked down after she peed, there was a fer-de-lance pit viper coiled up right there. And she said, it didn't bite me. And she always prefaces this kind of stuff with, I know you're not going to believe me, but it didn't bite me because the urine of pregnant women is electrified.
Wow.
So she thinks this snake was sitting there like just...
Scared?
No, electrocuted.
I could see that.
Yeah?
I could see, yeah. Oh, yeah.